has the advantage in the kicking game today. So I don't think Joe can sit and wait for Notre Dame to lose the football game by turning it over. I think they're going to come out and attack them a little bit more early.
These are two bowl-bound football teams. It's the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against the Nittany Lions of Penn State as we come to you here on CBS.
CBS Sports presents college football. Live from Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania. It's the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Penn State Nittany Lions. Today's CFA game is sponsored by your Toyota dealer and the '88 Toyota Camry. Toyota quality, who could ask for anything more? Emerson Radio Corporation. Emerson, fine-tune your life. And by Kodak Film. There's no better way to picture your life.
This is CBS.
This should give you some idea of the difference between beer and Genesee Cream Ale. Smooth Genesee Cream Ale. It's not the same old brewski.
If a car could make it through here at 55 miles an hour, it would be a miracle. No, it's the new Prelude SI with four-wheel steering from Honda.
Uninsured motorists. A special report Monday on Channel 10 News.
Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against the Nittany Lions of Penn State here at Beaver Stadium. You'll see that neither team is on the field yet. We're not sure when they're going to arrive. Those of you who watched Ohio State and LSU earlier on CBS might recall a really absurd scene with Earl Bruce holding his team in the tunnel, refusing to allow them to take the field until Mike Archer brought the home team LSU squad on. That standoff lasted about 4 minutes. We have a similar scene here, and to further amplify on that, our man Steve Davis joins us, a young Oklahoma quarterback who's always on time. Steve?
Thanks, Vern. I want to renegotiate my two-game contract with CBS. I promise you, they call this place Happy Valley. It's more like the terrible tundra right now. The weather conditions are really miserable. The wind, 25 miles an hour out of the north, so when teams are going right to left, they'll be against a very stiff wind. Lou Holtz said he was going to use the wind to his advantage, so watch him when he's going with the wind. He also does use a little bit of psychology on his team by saying, hey, guys, the good thing about us playing here today is we get to go back home. Now, the standoff is interesting. Last year at Notre Dame, the roles were reversed. The seniors of Notre Dame were introduced while Penn State waited their turn and watched it on the field. Lou Holtz is not returning the favor, and so he said simply, he said, Steve, we have a contract to play at 12:20, and we'll be there at that time. Learn.
So we wait. We're not sure who's coming out. Now, the seniors of Penn State are coming out on the field. So apparently there's been a compromise reached, and the seniors will be introduced before the Notre Dame Fighting Irish take the field. The suspense builds. We're live at Beaver Stadium in State College.
Approaching landing zone. Prepare to land.
Let's move! Got a connection to make.
Give the Army Signal Corps 30 minutes and they can turn a mountaintop into a satellite communication station. Qualify for training like this, and you'll learn to work with some of the most exciting high-tech electronics around.
Roger, Bravo 2-6, loud and clear.
We got him! Goodbye! All that you can
Did well. We're well connected, Sergeant.
Find your future in the Army. Sometimes you got it today. Emerson's got it right. Fine-tune your life. Nobody's got to tell you. Emerson does it right. Fine-tune your life. Fine-tune your life with Emerson. It's the right for you at the right time. It's the silver bullet that has tasted fire.
comes to life insurance, nobody goes above and beyond like your Prudential representative.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
Well, the compromise has been breached. There's been nothing happening since we talked with you last. The seniors have come out on the field, but they've not yet been introduced. In the meantime, neither full squad has appeared. There are two Notre Dame captains who have come on the field. Byron Spruell. Dick, I don't know. Have you ever been involved in anything quite like this?
Nothing like this. You know what they ought to do is bring the two coaches out and let them have a standoff fist fight right there at the 50-yard line. Decide who wins. The guy who wins, his team comes out last. That's all.
Well, Chuck Lanza and Byron Spruell will meet at the middle of the field. There's no sight of the Notre Dame team yet. And they will toss the coin, and here come the Fighting Irish. By the way, our officiating crew today is headed by referee Bill McDonald. He will toss the coin for the Irish. And the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have appeared. Notre Dame won the toss, and they will defer the decision until the second half. That is consistent with what Lou Holtz wanted to do.
They've done it 9 times this year. They want the, that second half. They want the win in the fourth quarter.
Now, the Irish will either take the win or elect to receive the ball. This whole episode began yesterday afternoon when Lou Holtz was informed about the schedule, and here come the Fighting Irish. They do take the field first, so it's not an Ohio State LSU scene.
I know Lou said he'd like to get the kickoff at the second half, so.
Irish come in with an 8-1 record, ranked number 7, and there are Cotton Bowl scouts here. It's expected that the invitation to go to Dallas for New Year's Day will be extended by J.L. Huffines, Dan Petty, and the Hoss, Jim Brock, at the conclusion of this game. And Penn State still has not appeared.
Notre Dame will receive, Vern.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to introduce the Penn State senior football.
Old soldiers never die, but neglected batteries do. That's why I feel better with a Delco battery under the hood. Seal tight, maintenance free, with plenty of startup power to handle cold mountain weekends.
Precision AC Delco parts. They don't just fit, they match.
We old soldiers spend our time on live trout, not dead batteries.
Now get up to $5 back on Delco batteries. See your retailer for details.
If you own a house, you gotta own a shop vac. This baby's got the power to pick up almost anything.
Got broken glass, nails, or wood chips? Shop vac gobbles up stuff that would kill an ordinary vacuum. And a shop vac wet dry can even vacuum water like a flooded basement. The washing machine is flooding the house.
Every house needs a shop vac. Starting at under $50, a shop vac is heavy duty, not heavy money. And remember, if it doesn't say shop vac, keep shopping.
Year in, year out, you expect quite a lot out of your car. But just what have you put into it lately? Give your car the good life with STP gas treatment.
A lot of people are really going to feel the cold this winter, so add an extra layer of Owens Corning pink insulation. Owens Corning, we put your house in the pink.
Go ahead, Marcy. It's easy.
But, sir, I can't
Are they practicing for the Olympic separate-ish slalom? No. MetLife will do almost anything to make sure customer claims are paid promptly. Get Met. It pays.
Now the battle can resume on the field. The Penn State Nittany Lions did come out after the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, and they came out after their seniors had been introduced. There is Joe Paterno.
He's fired up. He's pumped up. Both of these coaches are fired up.
He was fired up last night when he heard about this little melee that was about to take place, and so was Lou Holtz. Joe Paterno, who'll be 61 years of age a month from today. And under Joe Paterno, the Penn State Nittany Lions have had a marvelous record. They're 7-3 this year. They have won 5 of their last 6 meetings against the Irish at Notre Dame. And as Dick said at the outset, Notre Dame has never won here at Beaver Stadium.
Not many people do win up in this stadium.
That's right. Just to go over the coin toss again, Notre Dame and Lou Holtz won the toss, elected to defer their option until the second half. Penn State had the option. They chose to take the wind. So the Irish will receive, but they will be going into the teeth of a 25 to 30 mile-an-hour breeze with 20-degree temperatures. This is Happy Valley and Beaver Stadium, and there might be some confusion over the name of the stadium. It was named for a lieutenant general in the Civil War who was a graduate of Penn State, John Beaver, who left here shortly after the Civil War started and was very instrumental in the Penn State athletic program, served as the president of Penn State down around the turn of the century, but has nothing to do with an animal. This is the home of the Nittany Lions. 5-5-1 in the last meeting last year. Penn State held off a furious Notre Dame charge at the end of the ball game to win 24-19. And Tim Brown, the Heisman candidate, is back to return the kick. And Dick, you've got an interesting factor in his kickoff capability.
Well, this guy, he's returned 44 kickoffs while attending Notre Dame, and he's put 3 of them in the end zone for touchdowns. That's hard to do.
And had a couple.
He's had a couple called back too. So very explosive. Plus, this might be one of the few times he gets the ball put in his hands.
Now, ordinarily, the kickoff has not been the strong point of the Penn State attack, but with this strong wind, Eric Eats just might be able to put this into the end zone and thus negate the Tim Brown factor as we open the game. There's the flag, and the breeze is blowing. It was fairly comfortable until about 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon when this norther blew through. And snow flurries all last night. We've had sun intermittently this afternoon. We're underway at last, and it's taken short. Braxton Banks returns, and the Irish will set up for the ball. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Tackle made by Darrell Washington. At quarterback for the Irish will be the freshman Tony Rice.
He can run.
The fullback Anthony Johnson and Mark Green at the tailback spot.
Mark Green really good on the outside option play.
And at wide receivers, Tim Brown and Reggie Ward, of whom you will not hear a lot throughout the game. 1st and 10, Fighting Irish. Reggie Ward goes wide right. Tim Brown comes to the left. And you look at Tony Rice from the I formation on 1st down. Mark Green is hit at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by the senior Matt Johnson, number 51. The offensive line, and this has been a standout element for the Irish this year. Chuck Lanza, the All-American, is the center.
He's the captain. He's the leader.
At the guards, Tom Freeman and Tim Grunhard.
Lou is really high on Tim.
And the offensive tackles, Tom Rader and Byron Spruell.
A couple of big bookends.
At tight end, Andy Heck, it's 2nd and 9. Toss, they come left. And Green cuts inside and gets maybe 2 before Keith Karpinski, number 84, makes the tackle. Nittany Lion defense, and we began with Oatoa Polomalu at nose guard.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you did a good job with that one.
Kirkendall and Matt Johnson at the tackles.
Kirkendall's a real seasoned vet.
And the outside linebackers, Karpinski and Kurt Bernier.
Bernier's been hurt most of the year.
3rd and 7, Notre Dame. Tony Rice wants to change the play.
They can't hear the audible.
The fullback, Anthony Johnson, that's short of the 1st down. And the Irish will have to punt into this strong wind as Pete Kirkendall, number 73, makes the tackle.
Now the players are fighting already. This is going to be an intense game for 4 quarters. The emotion is really high.
That's Tom Rader, number 76. One of those involved. And it'll be 4th down. Vince Phelan, who has averaged 41.8 this season.
I think he gives them a little edge. Now, punting into the wind will be a problem, but he, not only for distance, but for the return man to field the ball.
Those return men are number 5, Michael Timpson, an all-world-class sprinter, and Jim Coates, senior, number 49.
I wouldn't want to field him today back there.
Low kick, but a good one, considering the circumstance. And Timpson picks it up. No return. He's down at the 35.
It's one of those, I got it, no, you take it.
Andre Jones, number 7, makes the tackle. A 30-yard punt. Offensively for Penn State, the senior quarterback, Matt Kisner, opens it up.
He has a strong arm, much stronger than I thought when I watched him on the practice field the other day.
John Green, the fullback, only 185, and Blair Thomas, a tailback.
Blair Thomas, the best running back on the field.
At the wide receivers, the senior gets to start, Jim Coates. Michael Alexander also is a starter today. Ray Roundtree will not play for the 4th consecutive week because of injury. 1st and 10. And Kisner with his backs split behind him. Penn State will throw on 1st down, and they want to go deep into man coverage left side. Battle for the ball. Caught!
Intercepted.
Intercepted. It's Marv Spence who got it. Spence with his 3rd interception of the season.
Marvin Spence. Just a straight drop back pass. You'll see it coming down to the left-hand corner of your screen. There he is. Does a good job. It looks like the receiver, Coates, has the ball, but Spence took it away on the way down. Marvin Spence, 3rd pass interception of the season.
So the first turnover of the game goes to the Irish. They are now +9 in turnovers for the season. 2 wide receivers to the left side now. And as you watch things develop, always keep in mind the presence of the wind. Anthony Johnson up the middle into the arms of Pete Kirkendall, number 73. Cornerbacks for Penn State as we complete the defensive lineup. Gary Wilkerson and Willie Thomas, a freshman, starting at the right corner spot.
Gary Wilkerson's the corner that made the big play in the 4th quarter to save the win for Penn State.
Sherrod Range gets to start at the safety spot along with Brian Chismar. 2nd down and 5. No score. 12-13 to go. 1st quarter. Fumbled. Rice appears to have recovered it. A problem in the center snap with Chuck Lanza.
You know, the hands are a little bit cold right now, and that kind of thing, and that could be a factor. Quarterback's hands, because he's got the rubber gloves on.
Dick, how far into the game are you able to forget the presence of this cold weather?
I think they've probably forgotten it by now. Really? No, Rice doesn't have gloves on his hands.
3rd and 6 as Holtz begins his 5-mile walk along the sideline.
Wishbone.
That means Tim Brown at a halfback spot. They come to the left side. It is Timmy Brown who tries to circle outside and cannot break the tackle as Karpinski gets the stop. And Joe Paterno told us yesterday he needs a big game from Keith Karpinski.
He's been a little bit banged up, but they're playing him a little off the ball right now, and you'll see him coming right here, inside out, doing an awfully good job of playing the pursuit. Does a real nice job. Hope we have a little problem here.
That'll bring on Vince Phelan for the 2nd time, and this time Jim Coates is barely 35 yards downfield.
Jerry Sandusky, the defensive coordinator for Penn State's got these guys really playing.
Phelan with his 2nd punt of the ball game. And again, under the circumstances, not bad, but good field position for Jim Coates and the Nittany Lions. They have the ball at the 49-yard line. Tackle made by Tim Grunhard. Timeout on the field.
There are 2 places on Earth where you're likely to find the world's most spectacular reds. Watching the Queen's Guard, and right in here on Kodacolor VRG 200 film. And now, Kodak is proud to present the world's most thrilling blues. Right in here on our sharpest 400 speed film ever. Introducing Kodacolor VRG 400 film.
If you were stranded on an island, what kind of car would you want? On this island, you'd want the legendary reliability of Toyota Camry. You'd want responsive 16-valve power and front-wheel drive to ease your way through savage traffic in very civilized room and comfort. And of course, you'd want Camry style, just to impress the natives. Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more?
Makita, the cordless power tool system more professionals use to work around the house, or even build one. Makita, it's all the power you need.
Who will come out number 1? Second-ranked Oklahoma battles top-ranked Nebraska. The game of the year on CBS Sports. Next.
.48 remaining scoreless first quarter. Again, the Penn State offense with Matt Kisner at the quarterback and John Green and Blair Thomas at the running back spots. First down, 10, Penn State. Fumble.
They're trading off on that play. Each team's had one.
That's got to be partially the weather, Dick.
Yeah, sometimes. And plus maybe the emotion. Most of the time the quarterback has calmed down by this time. Sometimes the center hasn't yet, and he's coming off a little bit early. More often than not, the quarterback fails to keep pressure up on the center's tail. It looked like he had the ball that time, just dropped it.
That brings up a second down and 11. 10-19 to go, first quarter, no score. And Kisner will throw for the second time in the ball game. Oh, he won't. Randy Wells coming on a corner blitz.
Corner blitz coming off the weak side. They have a hot receiver call for that. They were working on the practice field the other day, but obviously it did not get executed. Here he comes. He'll come off right here, work in, and he's not picked up. Randy Wells, number 5. Now watch him start moving. Here he comes. Play action pass. Now he didn't get rid of the ball right now. There. Boom. Sack time.
And a quick kick. Chris Klaus has come on. And the Penn State Nittany Lions will use advantage of the wind, and Klaus kicks it, and not particularly effective. Ball. It maybe has worked.
It's close.
No official. Now there's the signal.
Vern, what happens in the quick kick situation, you don't have your normal punt returner in at the safety position. He's not used to fielding punts under pressure. Even though that was a bad punt, it's still a pressure move.
Let's see if we can see what happens as Joe Paterno and Brandy Wells is back.
Brandy Wells is back there. Now watch him. Now, he is not the normal punt returner. Gets it. Now get it in there. Get it under your belly. No. All right, it's an obvious turnover and a critical. Look at the field position, Vern.
Great tactical move by Paterno. Quick kick. And it's 1st and 10 now after the fumble recovery at the 19-yard line. Timpson starts in motion. Kisner hands it off to Blair Thomas. And he surges down to the 11-yard line, perhaps the 10. Corny Southall makes the tackle.
As you watch this play, watch the offensive linemen as they get involved in the counter play, coming back for a nice hole. Here they go. Here they come. See the big tackle. Number 50 leading through. Cleans up right there. Nice cut by Blair Thomas. And boy, can he make those cuts.
That blocked by Mark Sickler, number 50. And it's 2nd down and 1. No score, 9 minutes to go, first quarter.
Good time to throw it.
Up, they'll hand it off. Oh! Up the middle. John Green, touchdown.
You're going to see us just a little slant, fullback slant in here, and he cuts back nicely, then makes a nice power move right there and puts it in the end zone. Follow the fullback now as he rolls to the point of attack. Now watch him cut back. Good blocking by the left side of the offensive line. Shoulder pads down, butts him into the end zone for a touchdown.
Ray Tarasi on to try the extra point. And by employing the seldom seen quick kick and recovering the ensuing fumble, Lou Holtz's team has fallen behind by 7.
In places beyond the reach of other overnight delivery companies, you'll find UPS. Because unlike the competition, only UPS Next Day Air delivers overnight to every single address coast to coast. And because we're so efficient, we can do it for up to half what other companies charge, whether the place is hard to reach or easy to reach. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
This is a beer that's everything a fine imported beer ought to be. It's brewed with all natural ingredients, the way fine imported beers are brewed. Bottled in tall green glass, the way fine imported beers are bottled. This is Rolling Rock Premium Beer, brewed by the Latrobe Brewing Company and imported in bottles and cans from Latrobe, PA.
If you ever thought you had to give up comfort to get a close shave, think again. Norelco puts close and comfortable right in the palm of your hand with a revolutionary system that shaves skin close in a way that's incredibly comfortable. With a patented lift and cut system that lifts each hair so it's possible to shave skin close without the blades even touching the skin. A shaver that defies logic gives you a shave that defies belief. Norelco Rotatract, where close and comfortable come face to face.
Uh-oh. Murder's on the menu when Faye Dunaway and Peter Ustinov star in Agatha Christie's 13 at Dinner. Tonight at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
8:49 remaining first quarter. And Penn State has taken a 7-0 lead. They have had problems in the first quarter through the first 10 games this year.
They really have. They've only scored 37 points. That's 3.7 points a quarter. And that's not typical. Last year, they were up there 8.1 points a quarter. And getting a fast start like this has got to be a big jump for them.
How'd you like the Joe Paterno call on the quick kick?
Hey, he's a fox.
Eric Eats will kick off for Penn State. Tim Brown, the deep men of 3. And again, a squib kick. Notre Dame has enjoyed terrific field position all season long because of the fear of kicking it deep to Timmy Brown. Watch the quick kick again as Klaus comes on, hurried on the field, and Brandy Wells had to scurry back.
He almost got this thing blocked. You'll notice right there. He's getting good penetration inside, good concentration on the ball, good concentration by the punter. He gets it down there, and the turnover. Here it is. Now you'll see Brandy Wells moving in to pick the ball up. Feet slid out from underneath him. He's trying to rally around the ball. Can't get it. Turnover.
From the wishbone, first down and 10. Tony Rice, the quarterback. And he'll throw. Flips it left side for Tim Brown.
This is trouble.
Oh, is it ever? Is it ever? Skipping down the sidelines and out of bounds at the 33.
Little speed screen out there. Just drop back, get the rush upfield, and lay it off behind some big offensive linemen. Did an awfully nice job of executing that. That's the best kind of ball for Tony to throw because he's not the accurate short passer. Throws the ball pretty well downfield. You'll see him come out of the backfield here, right here now. Then you'll see the lineman come out and set up the screen wall.
First down and 10 after the 29-yard pass. Rice to Tim Brown. This time backs in the eye. And the strength of the formation to the right. From the 33-yard line, Mark Green comes left and is hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Matt Johnson up high, and Pete Giftopoulos, the senior star of the Fiesta Bowl, made the tackle down low. Giftopoulos has had a horrible season from an injury perspective. Broke his leg in spring practice, had a fractured hand. He's had all kinds of things go wrong for him.
He was excited about starting today, though, because Scott Gobb, number 63, had been starting.
Giftopoulos with the interception on Vinny Testaverde to end the successful Penn State quest for the national championship last year. Second down and 9 officially. 7-0. Penn State leads it. Option play. Rice keeps. Rice runs. Needs one block. Gets it. Brown. Touchdown. Timmy Brown with a block at the goal line, and we're a point away from a tie. 32 yards for the freshman quarterback.
You'll note that the quarterback now makes a counter move, and he'll freeze the linebacker. We were talking about 90 Giftopoulos. Watch it freeze him up inside there. Then he gets walled off and cut down. There's no one to fill that lane. Now it's just good running. Poor tackling right there by Sherrod Range. The safety's got to get over and make that tackle.
Ted Grottle, the fifth-year senior, on for the extra point. We are tied. So just like that, the Irish fight back. A 29-yard pass to Tim Brown and a 32-yard run by Tony Rice.
Well, that shows that they can throw the ball. It's not necessarily a big part of their attack, but it doesn't have to be when you're throwing the ball to a guy like Brown.
Take one more look from ground level at the Tony Rice touchdown.
Quarterback now, I actually think he's calling it on the line of scrimmage. See him step, make the fake, throws the linebacker, got the trap block. Now he's up inside, clear a running lane. Poor tackle right there. There he goes, good speed. Freshman quarterback puts it in for the touchdown.
And as a result, with 7:51 after the short kickoff, 2 big plays, and the Irish have tied it up at 7. 83,000 tickets sold, and I'll bet you there are 80,000 at least who are in here today.
There might be about 2,000 still out in their motorhomes.
That's right. This is one of the great tailgating spots in the country, and what a lovely little city this is.
Some of these people really go first class too. They have the candelabras, and I mean, they have it catered. They do the whole 9 yards.
And you look from the end zone over adjacent to Mount Nittany, there's a ski resort. Doesn't look like the biggest in the world, but there's some ski runs that could be open today.
Yeah, or another day or two.
Ned Grottle will kick off. Blair Thomas and Leroy Thompson, a freshman, are back to return.
Look at that wind pushing ball back. Look at that.
Fair catch called on the kickoff. Smart move.
Good coaching. When an up player makes a fair catch signal, you know he doesn't do that automatic. You know that the special teams coach, Tom Bradley, has him prepared to do that.
Joe Paterno in his 38th season at Penn State.
A little disappointed in this season. He thought he'd have another outstanding team, but due to the injuries, they just haven't been able to be as consistent, especially in the linebacker position.
3 losses on the season for the Nittany Lions. They came at the hands of Alabama, Syracuse, and Pitt. First down and 10.
Look at those kind of moves.
Thomas with the quick feet. Interesting, you and I saw Reuben Mays, the former great Washington State running back, a couple of weeks ago, now playing for the New Orleans Saints. And when you saw Thomas, you thought he reminded him of the quick feet factor.
He runs the same way. He runs with a real good base. He lowers his center of gravity. He'll pound his feet, and boom, he'll break for the open. Good balance, and he sees things, has great vision. Very fine running back.
1,200 yards on the season, an average of 120 per game. Every time he's gone above 100, Penn State has won. Draw play. That sprint draw, and Thomas is knocked down on the 2nd and 5 play by Ned Bolcar, number 47.
Ned really likes to get after you. And talking to Foch Fizio, the defensive coordinator, yesterday, he said this guy isn't the most gifted athlete or any of that kind of things. He only made 5 tackles last year, but he's made 87 tackles this year. He's an enthusiastic, intense son of a gun.
Virginia over North Carolina State, and Michigan has taken an early lead over Ohio State, reeling in the wake of the controversial Earl Bruce firing this week. 2nd down, 3rd and 3 right. And Kisner wants to throw, fires it out, caught by John Green, and that should be enough for the first down.
Boy, I don't know. Huh? He's getting the benefit of the doubt on that spot, Vern. This is Beaver Stadium.
Forward progress to the 48.
Quarterback under pressure, middle of your screen, straight drop back pass. Coming back there. Now you'll see the pressure coming up right inside there. That's Mike Griffin, 94, flushes him, makes the catch, boom, he gets hit. Green does right there, gets put back, and from where I was sitting right there, he didn't make it. Good spot.
The head linesman said he did, and that's what counts.
They're right more than I am.
1st and 10, Penn State, 7-7 ball game, 6:19 to go, first quarter.
End over.
Thomas goes left, gets a clearing block from Green, fights his way down to the 42-yard line before Wes Pritchett, number 34, makes the tackle.
As you watch Blair Thomas, number 32, run with the football, you'll see here illustrated what Vern and I were talking about. They'll toss him the ball. Now he'll watch his base, watch his feet. See that? See how his feet are wide apart? He pounds them right there, and then he makes his move. And many times he gets through that way.
2nd down and 1, 5:40 to go, first quarter, 7-7 ball game. Audible at the line from Matt Kisner. It's John Green, a fullback, breaks loose to the 28-yard line.
He's getting that good cutback. That's the same thing that they scored on earlier. He's taking it onside, then breaking it back. Must be getting good blocking there from Stan Clayton, 74. It's the same thing, cutting it back against the flow. He's going to start it here, and then he's going to bend it back. Getting good blocks on the backside. Again, those backside blocks are so critical to the success of an offensive play. You don't always move them out of there, Vern. See that? See that bend out there? Nice block by Blair Thomas, getting a block by the wide receiver downfield. Nice job. Good executed run play.
First down, 10, Penn State. Thomas with Green in front. Nice move to the outside.
Oh,
and a heck of a tackle.
Who was that?
That was Corny Southall, and I think he felt the brunt of it.
Boy, he can hit you. He can put you down. He's been banged up, hadn't been playing a lot.
There's
Not a way to
Southall,
tackle.
junior out of Rochester, New York.
He knows what those shoulder pads are for. You'll see him coming to the right side of your screen. Boom! Look at that. Head up, shoulders down. He bounced off it himself. A heck of contact made there.
Second down, 5, Penn State, as Southall goes back to his safety spot, and the sun shines through. There's Thomas on the inside move, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
They run that counter play about every possible formation they can run it from him. And Foge Fazio, the Notre Dame coordinator, told us last night, he says, we've got to stop that. If we stop that, then we force them to go ahead and beat us with the 2nd and 3rd phases of their running game, but not their best phase. We've got to take it away.
3rd down and 3. Kisner with a play fake. Into the flat, has it. Almost nearly intercepted. Ned Bolkar, the linebacker, went down to the treetops or the shoe tops. Intended for Blair Thomas.
Ned Bolkar almost coming up with his 3rd interception. Play action pass, trying to freeze the linebackers. You'll see Bolkar, number 47, still calling the defense back to the secondary. Looks around, acknowledges he reads pass right now. Good read. Evidently, the offensive lineman did not do a real good job of faking the run. And I think that ball was tipped, Vern.
Ray Tarassi, who's only 1 of 4 this season, will try the 39-yard field goal. That's low, but it somehow, no, I thought it had driven through. It did not. Tarassi is now 1 for 5. He had 2 blocked last week in a loss to Pitt, 10-0. So the score stays 7-7.
For Toyota quality and get city smart and country tough in one powerful package. Toyota 4Runner. With 4-wheel drive and room for 5, 4Runner commutes, carries, and conquers all roads. 4Runner, #1 in customer satisfaction for 2 years running. Now who's looking out for #1?
Toyota.
Who could ask for anything more?
Baton, USA.
If you had all the experience of yesterday, with all the skill and innovation of today, you couldn't lose. Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Carry the caring card.
Every day, over 30 million AT&T calls go through on the first try. Thanks to a remarkably intelligent network that forecasts traffic, anticipates tie-ups, and determines the quickest way around them. All in less time than it takes to dial. The AT&T network, you can call it the mastermind of long distance.
Glad I got through.
We're reaching further to bring your world closer. AT&T, the right choice.
Just under the 4-minute mark, first quarter. Vern Lundquist and Dick Vermeil. Tie ball game at 7-7. Tony Rice for Notre Dame, John Green for Penn State, and the Irish have the ball now. 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. This is Tim Brown in motion. He's caught 1 thus far for 29 yards. Pitch out, and Mark Green comes left. Picks up a couple for 25. Trey Bauer, number 35, the senior linebacker, makes the tackle. Very outspoken senior linebacker.
Yeah, he is. You know, Trey's already made 250 tackles, the 4th, number 4 all-time tackler. And the number 1 guy, of course, is Greg Buttle. Now, still with the Jets. Is Greg still with the Jets? He was hurt there for a while. They've had a lot of great linebackers out there. This guy really likes to play football.
2nd down and 8 from the 25. 7-7 game, 3:20 to go, first quarter, and an audible by Tony Rice. Dive play to the fullback, Braxton Banks, number 39, and Pete Kirkendall makes the tackle. Jerry Sandusky has been the linebacker coach before becoming the defensive coordinator. Here's a partial list of some of the great ones, Dick.
A few of those guys can play. How about that Jack Ham, huh?
Score.
Greg Buttle, Lance Mel.
Shane Conlon, of course, that was Buffalo.
Yeah.
And Trey Bauer in that tradition. 3rd and 6, Notre Dame going into the teeth of a 25-mile-per-hour breeze. Play fake, handoff, draw play. And Mark Green is nailed, and Phelan will have to come on to punt into the wind.
Well, that shows you the confidence they have in the passing game, or the lack of confidence they have on 3rd and 6 to do that. But their wind's in their face, and they're not going to take any chances. If they throw the ball, chances are we'll see more of the screen type things, where it's almost a lateral, getting it out there to in the hands of the gifted people.
Which is what we saw. The one pass they've completed. Quintus McDonald is down, number 92. Much heralded prospect out of high school, one of the top recruits 3 or 4 years ago, who's never really fulfilled the hopes that people at Penn State had for him.
This guy played 4 different positions in high school. You know, he was a real gifted athlete, but he made a big jump this last spring and really started coming on. As you said, he's a junior. Chances are he'll have a fine senior year. 92, Quintus McDonald to the right side of your screen. He attacks the offensive tackle there, Tom Raider 76. He works off him right there, move it inside out, does a good job right there. It looks like he might have twisted his left leg or ankle there as the cleats caught in the turf.
So McDonald is the injured Penn State player. Looks like he's going to be able to walk off without assistance. He wants to stay in the game.
You know, in the cold days, I think sometimes the little injuries hurt a little bit more.
That's right. McDonald will walk off by himself. And it brings up a 4th and 8 for the Irish. 2:25 to go first quarter. 7-7 ball game. Penn State scored after a quick kick from Klaus and a fumble recovery at the 29-yard line. John Green got the touchdown, but on the next possession, Fighting Irish came back. 29-yard pass to Tim Brown, set up a 32-yard touchdown run by Tony Rice. And that's where we are at 7-7, and Vince Phelan on the punt to Jim Coates, number 49.
Penn State's going to end up with good field position.
Again. 3rd punt of the first quarter. And again held up by the wind, and Coates with a fair and hit.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Don Grimm, number 36, the backup linebacker, bumped into Coates after the fair catch.
Donnie Grimm, Scottsdale, Pennsylvania, Southmoreland High School, probably did not see the fair catch. Just intent of getting down there, didn't see the signal. It's already down in place. He's feeling the ball. Here he comes. Boom. See, he tried to pull off. He realized just as he made contact, hey, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Donnie Grimm, he's made 7 tackles this year, recovered 2 fumbles. That tackle's going to hurt him. Look at that field position.
Here comes the mark-off against Notre Dame.
Getting a fair catch or after a fair catch signal.
Bill McDonald with the call. And exactly 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter here at Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. Joe Paterno looks into an emerging sun now.
Joe still calls most of the offensive plays, though he said today he was going to let the coordinator call more. I bet he doesn't.
Thomas goes left, flag is down. Thomas still runs. Nice cut to his left.
I think there was movement on the Penn State side. Let's see what they call.
Randy Wells made the tackle.
No, it's on Notre Dame.
Offside Notre Dame. That will be turned down.
You'll note that time that Blair Thomas was in the fullback position, using the fullback as a lead blocker. Get him the ball.
Defense, decline, first down.
Blair Thomas with 46 yards on 7 carries in the first quarter. And Penn State has a first down at the 19-yard line. 7-7 ball game.
Center Roger Duffy must be doing a real good job inside on the nose people in the defense there to be able to make that cutback like that, Vern. Must be doing a good job.
Duffy's a sophomore out of Canton, Ohio, wearing number 78.
Right in the middle of your screen, number 20, John Green, going to start to the right. Now look, he can get a nice cutback right there. Center does a good job. Backside guard Steve Wisniewski does a good job. So does Stan Clayton, 74.
Second down and 4. Thomas inside the 10 to the 9. Mentioned a moment ago that Penn State had problems scoring. They have scored only 37 points in the first quarter. We can update that to 44 now, but they have been outscored. Look at the contrast to their national championship year from last year, when they outscored opponents 89-10 in the first quarter. Makes a difference.
Makes it easier to win.
Here's the stretch of the chain to see if Thomas got the first down. No. And that'll bring up a 3rd and goal. 3rd and 1, rather. Joe Paterno looks on.
Boy, this 3rd down situation. If they decide they're going to use 4 downs, it's a good time to go play action pass. Because a field goal isn't a sure thing.
That's right. Yep, they'll keep it on the ground, and Green has it, makes it academic with a 1st and goal plunge.
The thing about Green that makes it interesting, he played defensive safety last year. The fullbacks graduated, they moved him in there. He's not the big fullback that they like to have. You know, he's only 187 pounds, which by today's standards is small. But moves from the secondary, playing fullback and playing well.
They have a fellow named Sean Borowski plays behind him who checks in about 225.
Yeah, 230.
But Green has had a good day carrying the ball today. He's already got 4 carries for 33 yards. 1st and goal from the 7 officially. Kisner still has it. In a little trouble, and Frank Stams makes the tackle low. Mike Griffin also helped out on it.
He came out there, he had a man open early, but didn't get the ball to him.
That's the end of the first quarter with our score 7-7. CBS Sports coverage of college football will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
We go above and beyond just like you. Above and beyond what we have to do. Investing in what's right for you.
Your Prudential representative helps your money work hard with CDs, mutual funds, and more.
You work hard, so do we. To make what you work for a reality. From us, the Prudential, above and beyond.
Don't look up. Don't look up, says who? Well, I'll look up if I got you now, chicken. How many times do I gotta tell you, son? If you want great chicken, go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's the only place to get America's favorite chicken. You see, the Colonel's secret blend of 11 herbs and spices makes every bite's finger-licking good. So hurry up, son. It's waiting for you. Don't want to miss out.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
Wait, Mom, everybody wants to say goodbye. My family loves this cordless phone from Radio Shack. I got it on sale for just $69.95. I saved $30. It's really convenient, with no cord in the way, and you can dial out or answer from anywhere in the house. Even redial a last number call with one touch. Okay, Merry Christmas, Mom. Oh, and thanks for the tie.
The ET395 cordless phone, sale price for Christmas, only at Radio Shack.
This is CBS.
Getting there can be more than half the fun. Ford Escort GT.
See the exciting new Ford Escort only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Hi.
Hi. So, where are we going?
Anywhere. I could pick a place.
You brought a book? The phone book?
We could rent a limo.
I don't believe you brought the phone book.
Or we could go to a fish hatchery.
A fish hatchery?
Hey, I use that all the time. Of course, I don't carry it around with me.
Later, Coach.
Later, pal.
He's your pal? Nah.
The Bella, Pennsylvania Yellow Pages, the one that works.
Today's game, locally sponsored by Bella, Pennsylvania, a Bell Atlantic company.
With a wind chill factor of 8 degrees below zero, we come to you live from Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania, where the Irish and the Nittany Lions are notched 7-7 as we begin quarter number 2. Vern Lundquist, Dick Vermeil, Steve Davis alongside. Second down and goal from the 8. That's Mike Timpson in motion. And Kisner hands it off to Blair Thomas, who comes left and gets to the 5, where it'll be third and goal from the 5. Wes Pritchett, number 34, makes the tackle. go from the 5.
Boy, this is a long ways to go. 3rd and 5 down here. That's a long 5 yards. Stemming the tight end over, Vern.
Now Jim Coates goes in motion, number 49. And Kisner on the roll.
Good block.
Good block. A terrific block. Fires it back. Incomplete. Flag in the end zone. Should be 1st and goal. Looks like they might have gotten Todd Light.
That ball was not catchable. Quarterback is coming out. Matt Kisner coming out on the sprint out right now. He's got a man in motion. He's coming out. 3-man pattern. Now the fullback right there gets a nice block. Chops him down right there. Now both receivers working back to the inside. One going to the corner. He throws it back across his body. A tough throw going to the right to throw that back across your body. Pass interference in the end zone. Vern, did you get what they called it on?
Todd Light.
Todd Light.
Borowski comes in. Power I formation on 1st and goal. They come left. John Green stopped just short.
Boy, you can hear the pads cracking all the way up here. Do you hear that? Pow, pow, pow. Here's the power I formation, meaning 3 backs in the backfield. 1 the tailback, 32, Blair Thomas. Fullback here, Sean Borowski, number 34, leading the way. Gets a block, another block right there by the back. Here it goes, 32, almost gets it in there.
2nd and goal from just outside, and an injured Fighting Irish player.
Goes down, I can't see the number.
Looks like it might be Wes Pritchett, number 34, the senior out of Atlanta. It is Pritchett, and he will walk off, trot off by himself. Don't forget, this is the first of our doubleheader, and coming up next, the top-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers against the Oklahoma Sooners. That'll be next here on CBS. Brent Westberger, Pat Hayden, and John Dockery standing by. Who you like?
Well, I haven't seen Oklahoma, but we did do a Nebraska game, and I can't picture anybody being any better, more complete a football team. Pro scouts say Oklahoma has more talent.
You've just offended Steve Davis down on the sideline.
Oh, that's all right. He's old enough to handle it.
He's 35, as a matter of fact, getting old
yeah,
years.
Yesterday, wasn't it?
That's coming up next.
I think he'll just do almost the same thing this time, don't you? Just power, go straight ahead. No fencing, fooling around. No sense in it.
2nd and goal from just outside the 1. Nope. Volcar on top of the man, but it was Darrell Gordon, Flash Gordon, number 38, who got down and tackled him by the ankle.
I'd give that ball to the best guy in the backfield, Spence, and let him get up over the top. Again, power football down here. Offensive lineman getting out after it. 2 backs leading. I back and the fullback. Backside guard and tackle coming on around. Can't get in there. Good defense by number 47, Ned Volcar.
I'll tell you, Blair Thomas might have had a part of that tackle, too. And now, John Green sets up as a wing to the right side. They go from the I formation. Green comes left and starts back to the right. Toss, Thomas, touchdown, Penn State. TD comes at the 13:06 mark of the 2nd quarter.
The best thing you can do down in these situations is not so much the play you run. You put the ball in your best football player's hands. Here it is. Tossed back there deep. Good block there by number 34. Borowski leading through. Just power now. He only needed a 1.5 feet. He got more for the touchdown.
That's the 11th rushing touchdown of the season for the junior. And Eric Eats comes on to try the extra point after Taurasi had missed a field goal. Eats is successful. And Penn State takes a 14-7 lead.
Now you'll see John Green, normally a fullback, moving around, turnaround motion just to keep the soft corner over there. Here it comes. Now Koontzy, number 58, pulls out, leads through. Rich does a nice job on that.
13:06 to go, first half. Thomas gets his first touchdown of the day.
Who will capture the Heisman? Find out in 2 weeks on CBS Sports.
The stars are gonna twinkle and shine. How they'll shine.
this evening about 8:45. I know I won't be late. Oh, that 8:30. I'm gonna hurry there. I'll be waiting where.
They say time is what you make it. At Citizen, we prefer making it beautiful.
About 8:45.
Citizen.
Light fighters, the new light infantry. No matter where you are, in the jungle, the Arctic, the desert, or the mountains, you run out of day before you run out of challenge.
You know, all this talk about building your confidence might sound like a lot of hype. Let me tell you, hype doesn't get you to the top of this rock.
Be all that you can be.
Hey, Gal.
What?
The elevator's here.
Find your future in the Army.
Introducing Toyota Corolla for 1988. Dramatic new looks that'll literally stun you. Performance that'll surprise you. And value that is legendary. For 1988, it's a whole new dimension for Corolla. Toyota quality. Who could ask for anything more?
Blair Thomas gets the touchdown from a yard out on 3rd and goal from the 1. And that last Penn State drive, 34 yards, 9 plays. After the penalty following the fair catch, it took 3:54. And Thomas gets the touchdown run that puts Penn State back on top. If you just joined us to bring you up to date, Penn State scored early, John Green TD run. Then the Irish came back on a 32-yard romp by the quarterback, Tony Rice, to tie it up at 7. And Thomas's touchdown has put Penn State back on top as Eric Eads gets ready to kick off. And to give you an idea of the strength of the wind as you watch the ball blow off the tee, there's Tim Brown. Where is he? Not at the goal line. He's waiting at the 17-yard line.
You almost automatically start out with good field position when you're kicking into the wind.
Again, the temperature is 20 degrees. With the wind, the chill factor is 8 degrees below zero, and it's not going to get any better. There's the squib kick. And somebody steps in front of Brown, Braxton Banks. They lateral back to Brown, and Tim Brown does get it out to the 42. But again, the fear of Brown gives Notre Dame terrific field position following the kickoff.
That's what I think Joe was meaning. He says, you know, just the presence of Brown in there. You do things from a defensive standpoint, from a kicking game standpoint. Even if he doesn't make the big run, they end up with a halfway decent advantage on him.
Now, for the first time, Notre Dame has the wind behind them. And Tony Rice brings them up.
It'll make their running game, they'll run a little faster with that wind, but I don't know how much more they're going to throw the ball.
Option pass.
Wide open.
He's got him open, the tight end. And throws Andy Heck. Well, that brings to mind something Lou Holtz said last night. We can't pass.
He said, though, we do throw the ball pretty well. We can't pass, but good quarterback faking action inside. Quarterback does a nice job of faking on this. Watch him freeze both defensive linebackers in this situation. The tight end to the right, see him freeze up in there. Tight end now, look at that. Number 88, Andy Heck, going right down there, wide open. Evidently, the outside corner in this position just played run all the way.
2nd down and 10, Notre Dame. Alonzo Jefferson comes into the wide receiver spot. The option play, the pitch. Mark Green goes left, gets a little bit of a block on the corner, and picks up a 1st down at the 43-yard line.
They execute that option real well. They like to fake it up inside, keep giving the ball up inside to the fullback, up inside to the fullback, and then they go ahead and put that ball outside on the pitch. I don't think they're reading it on the move either.
We have an injured player down in the backfield. It's Tim Grunhard, the sophomore guard. And Steve Davis is standing by down on the Notre Dame sideline. Steve?
Vern, I promise you, it's worse than 8 degrees below with the wind chill. It is really cold. And this is one of the more popular places because we've got one of the hot air blowers right now. Tony Rice, just a few minutes, made the comment, it is terribly difficult to communicate. He just cannot make his audible calls. They're busting calls. They're not making the right line calls, and that's been the problem in the early part of the ballgame. Lou Holtz said, you've got to project your voice, yell, make sure that they understand what's happening. Vern?
Okay, Steve. Crowd of 83,000, most of whom are here yelling for Penn State, doesn't help. Jeff Pearson will replace Grunhard.
Grunhard had a knee problem in '86, and he had arthroscopic surgery in the off-season. I don't know if it's a knee or shoulder right now, but he's limping on that left leg.
And he's a sophomore in a senior-dominated offensive line. He's one of those that Lou Holtz really does like. So Jeff Pearson has taken his spot, a sophomore out of Chicago. First and 10, Notre Dame, 12:30 to go, first half. Flip formation, twins to the right side. Dive play to the fullback.
See, there it is. That's part of the option series. They call that the trap option. They pull a guard, trap block it, hand it off inside that trap block. And pretty quick, they start stopping that trap like they did there. Then they come with the option play.
Tim Brown for the day, 1 catch, 29 yards.
And he caught that behind the line of scrimmage, so he ran for 29.
Could he possibly have been getting the signals that were being flashed here from the sidelines?
Could have been right there.
Goes back to the comment Steve made about hearing things. Here's the option coming to the weak side. And the pitch to Mark Green.
Well,
gets a good block. Oh, what a dandy downfield block he got from his fullback, Anthony Johnson.
The quarterback will fake up inside. Now, Tony Rice, number 9, watch the action as he fakes up inside. Now, that freezes people. It's all actions. It was the speed option, not the fake inside. Nice block downfield. Got to the point. Good job of execution. I misread that one, Vern.
That's a gain of 26 yards and a first down at the 22 as the Irish have the wind behind them for the first time, though they trail by 7. They played catch-up more than adequately in this 8-1 season.
He's checking off in the line of scrimmage. Oh, there's the way to get it.
Pete Kirkendall and Quintus McDonald get shoulders together and shove Tony Rice down for a loss.
Pete Kirkendall, number 73, gets good penetration, left center of your screen. He goes underneath on a slant move. Boom, he reaches back in there and gets him. Quintus McDonald, who was injured earlier, back in the field playing.
Just under 11 minutes to go, first half. 7 for Notre Dame, 14 for Penn State. And a second down and 13 now for Tony Rice and the Fighting Irish. Reverse, Tim Brown. And somebody stayed at home and did a nice job, and Brown is caught for a loss. It was Quintus McDonald, number 92, who was never fooled on the play.
Good discipline on the part of the defense. Not only Quintus McDonald, he had some teammates with him. Deep toss to the tailback. Flanker back up on the hash mark. Timmy Green, he starts in the reverse action. Everyone going left. Now the ball comes back going right. Quarterback Rice tries to get a block. Too many guys to block. Good penetration, good discipline by Quintus McDonald.
3rd and 15. Ray Dumas has come in along with Tim Brown. They both throw wide to the left side. Rice gets a great block. Should have been intercepted by Sherrod Range, number 36 at the 10-yard line, as the pass was intended for Anthony Johnson.
Sherrod doesn't have any pass interceptions in his career, but he intercepted 20 in high school, so you know he can catch the ball. Again, good play action, freezing people. They have to acknowledge that running offense. Good penetration there by Quintus McDonald. The ball has actually been tipped. Oh, Sherrod, look at Sherrod. He is upset. I think Quintus McDonald actually tipped that ball.
43-yard field goal attempt for Ted Grottle, who's at 14 of 17 for the year, but even with the wind, he can't get it there. So we've had 2 missed field goals, one by the Irish, one by the Nittany Lions. And with 9:50 to go in the half, it's still 14-7.
Old soldiers never die, but neglected batteries do. That's why I feel better with a Delco battery under the hood. Seal tight, maintenance free, with plenty of startup power to handle cold mountain weekends.
Precision AC Delco parts. They don't just fit, they match.
We old soldiers spend our time on live trout, not dead batteries.
Now get up to $5 back on Delco batteries. See your retailer for details.
Hi. My Sylvania soft white light bulbs burn 50 more hours than ordinary soft white bulbs, and they're the only ones with a guarantee. Not like those guys with the dim future.
Sylvania, where the best comes to light.
With the designed-in sound of a Delco Electronics music system, now the best seat in the house is in your GM car. Delco Electronics. It's who we are.
sound in the world. The sound of Great Western Champagne. Always an open invitation to a great celebration. Great Western Champagne.
You're looking at a scene of the huddled masses yearning to be warm. 83,000 on hand at Beaver Stadium in Penn State, where Penn State leads 14-7 in a ground-oriented ball game. And the Nittany Lions have a first down and 10 from the 26. Blair Thomas tries to cut back, shakes a tackle.
See how he does that, Vern? Gets over there, he shakes, he plants that outside foot, bang, he cuts back to the left. He can see that daylight, and if they get any kind of defensive cutoff, they can go ahead and get that thing turned up inside. Ball tossed. Blair Thomas playing in a fullback position there. Now watch, he gets him stretched. Now watch him break it back. There he comes. Now watch him get his feet apart again. Good tackle coming in from behind.
Second down and 1, 9:22 to go, first half. Blair Thomas now with 62 yards on 11 carries. Penn State has never lost this year when he's gone over 100 yards, which he's done 7 times. John Green for the first down out to the 38-yard line, where he runs into Ned Bolcar, number 47.
They're getting that cutback again. Ned Bolcar made a nice tackle on that. Maybe Ned is flowing just a little too fast to the strong side or to the onside of that play and giving them that cutback. He ended up making the tackle.
First and 10 as we near the 9-minute mark, and you look at other scores from around the country, and don't forget Oklahoma, Nebraska coming up next on CBS. First and 10. Penn State with a 14-7 lead, and they are going into the wind here in the second quarter. Thomas breaks another tackle, and that's another Penn State first down at midfield.
Good block by the fullback, in this case John Green. He gets a nice block on the linebacker, allows him to get just that little move he needed to, the room he needed to break it back up inside. Fullback, right middle of your screen, number 20 John Green going to get a kick out block. Here it is, inside out, good technique, good linebacker play. Couldn't get back inside. Darrell Gordon got his hands on him. Good room, good downfield blocking, good pursuit, makes the play, but after a long game.
First down and 10, Penn State. They'll hand it to the fullback, John Green, who's been utilized effectively here in the first half. I'm reminded of what Lou Holtz said to us last night when talking about Blair Thomas, Dick. He said, well, we played a fairly decent schedule, and we have faced Jamie Morris, Bobby Humphreys, Lorenzo White, and Steve Webster. And of them all,
guy's the best.
Blair Thomas is the best.
That's quite a salute, because Lou was really honest in making that statement, and concerned.
Here's what Notre Dame did against the other terrific backs they faced. Morris did get 128. White was held to 51. Bobby Humphreys of Alabama, 94. So they've done an effective job for the most part in facing the talented tailbacks. Joe Paterno yesterday said he thinks Blair Thomas potentially is the best back he's ever had at Penn State.
He says he can do more things. Not only when the ball's in his hand, he's a better receiver, he's a better blocker, and he's had the likes of Lydell Mitchell with 1,567 yards, the John Capolettis with over, he's had some good ones.
Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner, not too bad.
No. Second down. Kuzi went out with an injury in the offensive line. Here's Kisner handing off on that counter, the sprint draw, and they come back to the left side, and that's close for another first down at the 40. Randy Wells and Jeff Coons collaborate defensively.
They're getting a little movement to a direction, for example, this way, and they'll get a little movement back this way, then come back, and it freezes these linebackers. See him freeze it. Now Bolcar, 47, steps up. It gets blocked right there. Good job of running.
7:33 to go, first half. It'll be short of the first down. 3rd and 1, Penn State at the 41.
Look at Thomas has got more offensive running than Notre Dame.
John Green, same play that they got at the goal line. And Thomas has another first down at the 37. They're doing a terrific job into the wind here in the second quarter.
Penn State just fundamentally right now is playing very well. They're coming off the ball, they're getting good blocks, they're staying with their blocks, and they're taking advantage of the field position once they get in that good field position. Bob
Morosco, number 89, is in at a tight end spot. Michael Alexander comes back in, and Joe Paterno looks on. 7:05 to go first half. Facing Lou Holtz with aspirations for a national championship. again. Nice wiggle behind the line to shake free of a potential tackle. And he's inside the 35.
Now, Frank Stamms did a good job that time of pushing it back inside, but they're getting such good blocking by the left side of the offensive line. The Notre Dame people aren't getting there.
Coming up tomorrow, the NFL on CBS. Most of you will see Detroit versus Chicago as the lead game, and there's a variety on our menu of regional telecasts also. And late, how about the New Orleans Saints as they take on the New York Giants? That's the late game tomorrow on CBS. 2nd and 5 in our ball game with 6:20 to go first half. Thomas darts to the outside and cuts down to the 30-yard line before the tackle is made. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for
Blair
Penn
Thomas
State.
is a Frankfurt high school boy out of Philadelphia area. Played for Coach Al Angelo there in Philadelphia. Followed him a little bit when he was high school because his name was in the paper a lot. And, you know, he's an outstanding player, as we've already said. And just think, he's got another year.
Well, you talk about Tim Brown as a Heisman candidate this year. Put this man's name on the list for next year. He is the number 3 single-season rusher in Penn State history behind Lydell Mitchell and John Cappelletti. And that's coming in today. He's got 12.92 for the season. Coates is the motion man. That'll be close for the first down as Sean Borowski, the sophomore fullback out of Harrisburg, PA, gets the carry.
Measurement.
It was a little warmer than this at William and Mary, where Lou Holtz began his coaching career. He's been around. This is the 11th stop in his coaching career. 5 head coaching jobs in the collegiate circles, 1 in the pros, a 1-year stint with the New York Jets. William and Mary, North Carolina State. Then he went to the Jets for a year, then Arkansas, Minnesota, and Notre Dame. And prior to that, he had 5 different stops as an assistant coach. But that's not atypical, is it, Dick?
No, I got to know him when he was with the Jets, you know, and he just really didn't care for pro football per se, and it took the first opportunity, and a great opportunity at Arkansas, to get out of it.
Ball is short. It'll be 4th and 1, and the decision now with Joe Paterno. I would think they'll go for it.
And sure as heck not going to kick a field goal into the wind.
Not into the wind. But you're one of the few guys who's had the same experience as Lou Holtz, and that is coaching in the pros and collegiate circles. What's the big difference?
Well, I'll tell you this. The technical sides of pro football is much greater. Plus, you don't have any poor teams. Every team you play can beat you. In college football, you can look at your schedule, and you can say, well, here's 5 or 6 teams we ought to be able to beat just because we're better than they are physically. In pro football, you don't have that advantage. The technical side of the game is much, I think, tougher and much more refined and dignified, really, in pro football.
Paul Pomfret was the injured player, the tight end, whose name makes it sound like you're ordering French fries in France. And he's on the sidelines. 4th and 1.
Big play.
Double tight end set, 1 wide receiver, and timeout called by Matt Kisner. The time is called with 5:04 to go in the first half, and Penn State enjoying a 7-point lead.
To write the words and make the plans that bring the future inside. To
It's on its
show
way.
the world it can see its dreams, see them in all.
From originals to copies, on screen or on paper, what you see is what we do. Team Xerox. Leadership in document processing with machines and systems that make output outstanding.
We document the world. If you could ask.
A truck that'll make you wonder how you ever got along without it. Toyota Standard Bed. The one that sets the standard for compact trucks with the biggest standard payload in its class. And the solid value that makes Toyota #1 in import truck sales. Don't compromise. Don't settle for less than Toyota quality. Now who's looking out for #1?
Toyota.
Who could ask for anything more?
Sometimes you got it today. Emerson's got it right. Fine tune your life. Nobody's gotta tell you. Emerson does it right. Fine tune your life.
Fine-tune your life with Emerson.
Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania, where the Nittany Lions lead 14-7 with 5:04 to go first half, and they face a 4th and 1 at the Irish 28-yard line.
They changed formations from the last formation, so they also probably changed the play.
And here's the handoff to Thomas. That will be close.
Very close.
That will, in all likelihood, require another measurement.
Just an isolation play. Fullback leading. 34, Sean Borowski, going to the right. Here he is going up. He meets the linebacker right in the point of attack. Good job by Ned Bolkar. Ned Bolkar did a real good job of taking the fullback, stuffing him at the point of attack inside the hole. Not enough room for Blair Thomas to slide either direction. Good job by Ned Bolkar.
And Bolkar's tackle denies Penn State a first down. The Irish have held and take over with 5 minutes to go in the first half of play. At the conclusion of today's CBS Sports College Football broadcast, we'll select the Chevy Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Chevrolet donates a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. 1st and 10 Irish with 5 minutes to go, and they will have the wind advantage as they try and go for the tying TD. Notre Dame 8-1 for the year. Penn State 7-3. And Tony Rice will throw for the 3rd time, and he's going deep for Brown into zone coverage and overthrows him. And good downfield coverage by Willie Thomas, the freshman. Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania, adjacent to State College. A crowd of 83,000 plus on hand, where Penn State is leading Notre Dame 14-7. The Nittany Lions scored on a John Green touchdown to go on top. And then Notre Dame tied it up. Tony Rice TD. And Blair Thomas's TD put Penn State back on top. 2nd and 10.
They're changing the defensive front.
Rice on the roll. And he's got 3 men to help supply blocks. First down, Notre Dame at the 43-yard line.
Boy, that's what he does best, run the football. He might as well, they've been averaging 11 passes with him playing quarterback. You can see why they don't throw 22. Keith Karpinski, the linebacker right here, does a good job of turning it back up inside, but the offensive line has the defense cut off, and they're able to turn it up. Now, Keith gets up there, forces it back inside, maybe a little too deep in his penetration. Good speed by Rice to clear the lanes.
Rice has 43 yards on 4 carries, cuts inside, and is knocked down at the 45. Kirkendall and McDonald. Well, we'll recap for you what has happened thus far in this first half of our college doubleheader. Blair Thomas has run for 92 yards and a touchdown. Penn State 7 points off turnovers. And Notre Dame with 117 total yards to Penn State's 123. Almost all of those yards have come on the ground. 4:05 to go, 2nd and 9. Fighting Irish trail by 7. With a Cotton Bowl bid waiting for them at the end of this ball game. Rice has it knocked down.
I think Atoa Polamalu knocked that down. I'm not sure. Either that or Quintus McDonald.
I think it was Polamalu.
Play action pass, freezing the linebackers, trying to get the slot people to the left side of your screen, which you can't see. Fakes it in there. Now comes back. Now Atoa Polamalu, number 99, right now gets his hands up right there. See him? Right in the middle of your screen. Good job. And he isn't very tall. He's only 5'11", and that's a stretch 5'11".
Pass intended for Mark Green. Incomplete. 3rd and 9. 3:53 to go in the half. Tim Brown has caught just 1. Play fake. Rice in trouble. Scott Gobb, number 63, and Matt Johnson, number 51. 4th down. The Irish will punt.
Scott Gobb, who didn't start the ball game as linebacker, will be coming from the right side of your screen. Getting linebacker help up inside. There's number 63. Now see, the ball's held back in the backfield. Didn't get up there. Here he comes getting after it. And again, Quintus McDonald being a major factor. Good penetration from the outside.
Vince Phelan gets the win behind him for his 4th punt of the ball game. And the return is on all the way. Not a great punt, but might get a Notre Dame roll, which it does. Well, there's cardinal rule number 1. Don't let it hit the ground.
Never let it hit the ground if you can help it. Now, that might have been a little risky to attack that ball because it was a poor punt. It was a low punt, and it might have been tough to peel. But normally, you don't want to ever let a punt hit the ball unless you're standing on your 10-yard line.
Penn State defense, because of injuries in large part, they haven't had the same 11 on the field for any single game. But today, they have played well. Here's a graphic you came up with.
Well, that just shows you that. Last year, they gave up a touchdown every 260 yards you move the ball. This year, it's every 160 yards. That's a 60 yards drop.
Now Penn State has the ball back with 3:04 to go in the half. Blair Thomas might have 100 yards by halftime.
Well, there's good popping. You can just hear the pads cracking all the way up here. Notre Dame's defense is not a big, quick-moving type defense. It's big and almost a little sluggish. They're not real fast, Vern, but they can whip you physically at the point of attack.
Rutgers over Temple, Indiana leading Purdue 7-0, and TCU leads the Aggies in the first quarter. 2nd down and 7, 2:33 to go. 14-7 Penn State. A Blair Thomas touchdown is the difference thus far. And this is Thomas with the ball. A lot of room. He stumbled when he made his cut. There's a flag down at the 21-yard line.
Holding on the blue team.
Holding Penn State.
Okay, you'll take this. On the spot. You can't go 10 now. You can go what?
Every time they've been in this formation, Vern, they have tossed the ball to Blair Thomas. He is in the fullback position. He gets it now. He gets the defense stretched, moving to his left. Gets good penetration up there by the defense that forced him back in to the cutback hole that did exist. Good blocking by the offensive line. The backside of Notre Dame's defense has got to close from the backside to shut those cutbacks off. They've got to shut them off.
That wipes out the fine Thomas run, and half the distance call back inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Sean Borowski comes into the lineup at fullback now, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. 2:10 to go first half. 14-7, Penn State leads it. Oklahoma and Nebraska next on CBS. Thomas, short side of the field, and not for much.
Not for much. Not trying to get all the yards back in one play, dividing it up amongst two, but they didn't get a big enough share of the yardage back on that one, Vern.
Mike Griffin makes the tackle at the 151 mark. And timeout has been called.
The stars are gonna twinkle and shine. How they'll shine this evening about 8:45. I know I won't be late. Oh, that 8:30. I'm gonna hurry there. I'll be waiting where.
They say time is what you make it. At Citizen, we prefer making it beautiful.
About 8:45.
Citizen.
Once again, Toyota makes a great impact on the car world. For 1988, Toyota introduces quality right down the line. Camry, Cressida, Tercel, Supra, Corolla, Celica, MR2. There's quality, and then there is Toyota quality. For 1988, who could ask for anything more?
Toyota.
The University of Notre Dame grew from a vision of Father Edward Sorin, who wanted to build an American Catholic university, the equal of the great medieval universities. Today, Notre Dame is the best-known Catholic university in the world, a residential campus where students come not only to learn, but to learn how to live. Notre Dame serves contemporary society and the church in whose tradition it was founded by being a place where belief informs scholarship, where values give meaning to facts.
Just prior to the timeout, Joe Paterno ran his quick kick team onto the field, but timeout had been called and negated that attempt. And then during the timeout, both squads left their respective sides and went over to the sideline to talk with the coaches to see exactly what's going on. And now the regular offense is back in the lineup, so Lou Holtz countered with his regular prevent defense.
Many times in this situation, defensively, you go with a safe punt type team. That's your first defense. with a punt returner as safety.
3rd and 12. Play fake. And Kisner keeps, goes out of bounds, and that stops the clock, which will be to Notre Dame's advantage because 1:45 remains in the half, and they will get the ball back following the punt.
Little fake reverse keep. This is a naked bootleg. The quarterback is going to make the action fakes here, get things going that way, and try to come out here and fool a defense. This time, good defensive discipline by the Notre Dame crew. Here he comes. Here comes a reverse fake. Here it is right there. See, look at the good faking inside, but the defense didn't leave entirely, plus they had a long ways to go. Good discipline on the part of Notre Dame.
Chris Klaus on the punt into the wind. There you go. There's the effect of the wind again, and the Irish will get it inside the 30 at the 28-yard line.
Boy, that was a lousy wind. Sometimes when you drop the ball in this kind of wind, the wind moves the ball before it hits your foot. Let's see it right in the middle of your screen. You see, he's going to drop it right there. Oh, the ball really turned. The ball really turned as it did drop more than it should. First down, Notre Dame.
12-yard punt. Klaus on the sideline. First down at the 28. 14-7 game. 1:42 to go in the half, and Rice to throw. Maybe. Knocked down again.
Karpinski.
Keith Karpinski. Tony Rice is having problems. He's hit many more of the Penn State uniforms than he has his own.
That's the third, I think, batted pass so far in the ball game. And Lou Holtz is staying with his game plan of throwing the ball on first down. You know, he might want to leave that plan here pretty quick because it really hasn't helped him.
2nd and 10. 1:37 to go in the half. Pat Terrell hurries onto the lineup. Rice keeps it. Doesn't get much. Tackle made by Quintus McDonald.
Jerry Sandusky, the defensive coordinator for Penn State, said that they were going to invite Notre Dame to give the ball to the fullback up inside, feeling that that was not as dangerous a play or an explosive a play as the quarterback coming down and executing the option into the perimeter.
3rd and 8 with 1:13 to go in the half. Tim Brown has caught one pass for 29 yards. That was back early in the first quarter. Rice is 1 out of 6 for those 29 yards. This time has time and has a man wide open. Guess who? Down at the 4, Tim Brown.
Coming across from the slot formation.
And the clock stops, excuse me, Dick, on the first
Penn
down.
State was in a zone defense. Timmy Brown in the middle. I watch him run the crossing pattern underneath the linebackers, double crossing pattern. No one playing him man-to-man. He finds himself wide open, gets a block right there from Green, almost puts it in for the touchdown.
48 seconds to go in the half. Double tight end set. Dive play, not much there. Braxton Banks, number 39. And Tim Brown signals timeout quickly with 30 seconds to go in the half. Well, you had a chance to look at the Notre Dame campus. Let's acquaint you with what's going on at Penn State University.
At Penn State, the faculty has a winning tradition, including this bioengineer, designer of the acclaimed Penn State heart. Now he's developing a permanent electric heart. And this renowned researcher, she's a leading authority on academic women. One of the world's top astrophysicists. For NASA, he's developing sensors to probe the edge of the universe. At Penn State, we're proud of our faculty's winning tradition.
With 2 timeouts remaining, they've used just one. 30 seconds to go in the half, and a 2nd and goal from the 3. What do you think?
Well, normally they'd go to the wishbone, but they just sent Kent Graham, number 17, in the game as a quarterback, the 6'5" freshman quarterback. That may mean pass because he is a 75% complete right now.
He's the freshman who broke all of Chuck Long's records.
That's right.
At Wheaton High School. And they go with the backs in the eye. Penn State has to hurry. They made late substitutions, and they call timeout. That's their last because they had 13 men on the field.
Defensive coaches, I think, were preparing for the wishbone, which Notre Dame has been using down in this territory. They came with a passing quarterback. They had the other personnel there. They had to switch them.
Well, we've got a timeout. Let's go down to Steve Davis.
Hey, I want you to know that everybody knows Penn State for their uniforms because they're pretty plain. When they had a meeting with the president on February 2nd, they gave him this jersey, number 1, and said, Mr. President, has no stripes, no names. It's very conservative, and he liked it very much. But the players do have a choice in the kind of uniforms that they wear. They get to decide whether they want black or white shoestrings. Vern.
And you know what else, Steve? When Lou Holtz took over, he ordered the names taken off of the Irish jerseys to simplify their scheme. And this may be one of the only games you'll see where both squads in the 80s are wearing black shoes.
That makes them look slower when you study them on film, too. It really does.
Right.
Two fine coaches battling it out right now. I tell you, the teams are battling it, but these coaches are really thinking on each sideline. Now, there's a couple coaches retired.
Play-by-play man. Second down and goal from the 3.
Lou's an intense guy.
Graham is the quarterback. He's hit 75% of his passes this year. Option pass. Graham back. Oh, he missed a man on the left side. And that pass is intercepted. He had Andy Heck open on the left side.
28, Brian Chismer picks it off. Lou, when it goes bad, it all goes bad, huh?
Chismer, the sophomore from Pittsburgh. His 3rd interception of the season.
Now, note the time that the quarterback does get here. Short sprint action to the left, sets up. Now, nice and poised, just waiting, letting it develop. Boom, throws it a little bit behind Andy Heck. And there is the strong safety, or what they call the hero. And he is a hero right now. Look at Joe. Yeah, that's a way to play defense is in. Big turnover.
24 seconds to go in the half. So the chance to tie negated by the second pass interception of the first half. And the clock will wind down. 84,000 on hand as Joe Paterno's team leads at halftime by a 14-7 count. First touchdown of the game was scored by John Green, the fullback, a 10-yard run to give Penn State a 7-0 lead. Then Tony Rice equaled that with a 32-yard scamper. Blair Thomas in the second quarter got the touchdown from a yard out, and Penn State leads it 14-7, the end of the half. Jim Nance will be back with a college football report after this message and a word from your local station.
Avoid the Noid with the Domino's Pizza Guarantee. We guarantee your pizza will be delivered within 30 minutes or you get $3 off your order. Guaranteed. And we guarantee your pizza will taste great. If you're not satisfied with your pizza, we'll replace it or refund your money. Only our pizza is guaranteed to avoid the Noid. Domino's Pizza delivers. Call now.
Stereo television. Once you hear how great it sounds on a Zenith, you'll think we invented it. We did. Zenith. Quality. In Canada, the cold cuts a little deeper. The winds blow a little wilder. Some people say you can taste it in the beer. Molson Golden. A little crisper, a little bolder. Molson is Canadian beer.
This is CBS.
America's best-selling small pickup. America's best-selling full-size pickup, 10 years running. Just part of the most successful line of trucks in America. And while these trucks are obviously tough, guessing who makes them is easy. Ford.
Winning the world over. Have you been behind the wheel? Ooh, winning the world.
Really?
Ace is the place with the help of hardware men.
The new Remington Microscreen Ultimate with the exclusive beard lifter stretches the skin and
believes this couple should not be married. Let him speak now.
And if they're going to do it over Trey Bauer and the rest of his defensive teammates, they'll have to do it in the second half because they trail by 7 as quarter number 3 gets set.
Notre Dame has been a stronger second half team, big and strong, wear you down, and really strong in the fourth quarter.
Here's the kick. And it comes to the near side where Anthony Johnson grabs it for the Irish. And again, they will have good field position. Go back to the coin toss that opened the game. The coin toss, not the coin toss. And Notre Dame won that coin flip. They elected to delay the option till the second half, and the reason they did, as Lou Holtz told us last night, is because we want the wind in the fourth quarter. That is what they'll have.
It may not make much difference the way they're throwing the ball. They just maybe throw it a little further over the top.
In the meantime, they'll go into this stiff breeze with a wind chill factor of -8 here at University Park, Pennsylvania. First and 10, Irish. Tony Rice, the quarterback. Hands it off. Mark Green, not much there. 24. In the third and fourth quarters, Notre Dame has been a dominant team in '87. Third quarter, they've outscored opponents 84-18, and in the fourth, 79-33.
Big and strong, wear you down, as we've said. I don't think they're the kind of organization that panics in this situation either. They'll rely on their coaching and the talent they have and just keep battling and see what happens.
Second down and 8. There's the pitch. It was late, but Mark Green gets it, and he's knocked down at the 41-yard line.
Boy, that pitch is hung out there. You know, and the wind can have an effect on a ball pitched parallel to the line of scrimmage. Like that was pitched out in front of the quarterback, not back. And, you know, the wind can bounce that thing around. Keith Karpinski, number 84, does a real good job of playing the quarterback. Here he is back off the ball. Watch him now, watch him now. Let's see, delay the game. Flip it, get him on up underneath. Now he'll come from the inside out. Boom, here they come.
Ricky Waters, the freshman tailback, is in the ball game for the first time on 3rd and 3 for the Irish. The fullback gets the give, and he is stuffed. Braxton Banks hit by Pete Giftopoulos, and Notre Dame will have to punt.
See, they're really relying on that offensive line to knock people out of there. They, you know, when you think in terms of 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, and they're going to run right up inside.
This will be the 5th Vince Phelan punt, and the 4th time he's had to punt into the wind. Previously kicks of 30, 27, and 24 when he's had to kick it to Jim Coates into the breeze. And Coates waits for it at the 30. He's just 35 yards away. That one hangs up. Coates, no fair catch. Oh, he did call fair catch. Yeah. And he's got it at the 31-yard line. A 27-yard Phelan punt. And Matt Kisner, the 5th-year senior quarterback, comes on the field. He's only tried 3 passes, no need to pass in this wind.
I'll tell you, if they're going to throw the ball, though, they might as well do it now. That's the one advantage they have with the wind at their back. They're pumped up. The players are out there banging each other in the helmet. They're fired up. Lou Holtz thought that Penn State might have the emotional edge. He didn't expect his team to be emotionally up as they were last week against Alabama.
First and 10 at the 31, a 14-7 ball game. Blair Thomas with 98 yards in the first half. Coates in motion. Kisner. Whoa!
Good penetration. Tommy Gorman really had good penetration. Got up there and stuffed both the pulling linemen right back into the running back scores. You'll see Gorman right here. Good penetration. They're not going to block him right now. They're going to try to trap him. See, he gets back underneath. Oh, he's slanted right underneath Paul Pomfret, number 88. Got good penetration.
Second down and 13, Penn State. Pitch left. Blair Thomas into the secondary. Watch out.
Look at him.
Down at the 38-yard line. Corny Southall saved the touchdown. A 34-yard Thomas run. He's well over 100. And every time he's been there this year, Penn State has won.
And he's been in this position about 10 times today. And every time he's been in that position, they've tossed the ball to him. Now watch the toss. Now he gets good stretch. See that hole right there? Good block right there from the backside. Makes the move back behind the block by the receiver downfield. Now it's a sprint downfield. Corny Southall, number 31, puts him down.
From the 38, first and 10. Thomas goes left, gets a block from Green, bounces off a tackle, breaks loose, high steps, fumbles the ball, and the Irish recover at the 22. Andre Jones came up with it.
They were an end over man in motion. Jim Coates, number 49, going in motion. They tossed the ball. 58, Rich Cousy pulling to kick out. Does a nice job on the trap block. They get back up inside. Second effort, third effort. And this is many times when the fumble occurs. Stripped right there by Corny Southall, number 31. Todd Light, number 1.
First and 10, Notre Dame. Turnovers are even at 2 apiece. And into the wind, here come the Irish, as Blair Thomas gets some consoling words on the sideline. Ricky Waters, the outstanding freshman who had a 74-yard run last week in the win over Alabama, tackled by Matt Johnson.
Real good defensive play by Brian Chismar, number 28. Really came across from his hero position, or strong safety, whatever you want to call it. Penn State calls him the hero. Comes across and turns that back inside right now.
7-0 when he's rushed for 100. He's got 145 in this ball game. Alonzo Jefferson in at a wide receiver spot. Tim Brown has touched the ball on offense twice today. 3 times, beg your pardon. Ricky Waters gets it and searches. Dick, what are they doing, Penn State, under Jerry Sandusky defensively to do such a good job against the run?
Well, he said they were going to widen the defensive tackles and allow them to go ahead and try to run the plays up inside. The fullback trap up off the option. And then play the linebacker back off, so when the quarterback, if they didn't give it to the fullback, came down there, he'd have a wider defensive tackle that would be hard to block by the offensive guard or tackle, depending on what the blocking is, and the linebacker in a better position to throw to the quarterback.
3rd and 2. 14-7, State leads. Quick flip, Tim Brown. Evades a tackle. Might have enough for the first down. Forward progress at the 33 and a half.
That Trey Bauer out there?
Yep.
Boy, he's covering a lot of ground. This play actually is being used as a 3rd and short running play. It's just a hitch. Quarterback just take a quick drop, 1, 2, turn, pivot, throw. He has the receiver out there to be the blocker for him. You see him already on the ground. Defense really rallies and does a good job.
And there was a flag down on the play, which we didn't catch. I believe.
Penalty against Notre Dame.
Yes, sir. Here's Bill McDonald.
Illegal motion, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Now that puts Notre Dame in a position in which they do not want to be, having to pass. 3rd and 6. And it wiped out the first down.
Timmy Brown came in from the bench with the play, walked through the huddle, didn't even stop, gave him and walked right up to his flanker back position. If they're going to throw, they normally sprint out in this situation.
Tony Rice is 2 out of 7. He's hit both passes to Tim Brown, who's in motion. And he does sprint out. Pulls up, fires it deep, has a man open. Brown, first down.
Does a nice job on it.
At both ends.
Quarterback will sprint out on this. Timmy Brown will be coming across the formation. He works up here, and then he hits the zone right there that's cleared by the receiver as the quarterback runs up on the sprint out action. Wide receiver will take him deep. Now he'll turn up inside. There's no one underneath now. Quarterback putting pressure on the corner. Now he turns and throws. Nice job by the quarterback.
1st and 10, Irish, 10-19 to go, 3rd quarter. There's the fullback dive.
There he gave it to
Big hole. Nice cut. Anthony Johnson, he has one man to beat. Gets a block and is tackled at the 30-yard line.
Anthony Johnson breaking a long one. His longest run of the season was 20 yards. That one, I think, was a little longer.
32, Dick.
Here he comes, quarterback coming down line of scrimmage. Here he goes, hands it to him, ring light, gets a nice block, bounces outside. Matt Johnson, number 51, gets a shield block there. Another one there. Hey, he looks like a halfback, not a fullback running down there.
1st and 10, Irish. 9:56 to go, 3rd quarter. Audible by Tony Rice. Ball at the 31. And the fullback straight up the middle again at the 25-yard line. It's Anthony Johnson, the South Bend sophomore. The game is being played today. Let's go to Jim Nance and find out what's happening.
Well, the game is for the Ivy League championship, of course, Vern, and Harvard scored first, but right back comes Yale. It's the pass to Mike Stewart from Kelly Ryan, and Stewart will race 68 yards and tiptoe the final 5, score at 7-all midway 2nd quarter. Let's go back to Vern and Dick.
All right, Jim, 14-7 here with 9:34 to go, 3rd quarter.
How do you say it? Polamalu.
Polamalu.
It's getting cold. I can't move my jaw that quick. Just was knocked out with injury. You know, he had been a little bit banged up. Wasn't sure he was going to be able to play today, but he was able to practice on Wednesday, and that made him eligible to play. If you don't practice at Penn State during the week, you can't play on Saturday.
Irv Bellamy has taken his place. 2nd and 4 from the 25, a 14-7 Penn State lead in the 3rd quarter. There's the pitch back. Ricky Waters gets a good block from his fullback to the 20 and drives into the 16-yard line. He might have gotten the 15. He's a big kid, 6'3", 180 with a nice gait.
He might be the reason they moved Mark Green, the starting tailback, to wide receiver when Tim Brown graduates next year. Ricky Waters can really move. He has a 5.5-yard rushing average coming into this ballgame.
In the last 5 games, the Irish have kept it on the ground, and they have done so with great effectiveness. Look at those yards per game.
And the other thing that's even spectacular, more spectacular, is they have 24 scoring drives of 30 touchdowns over 50 yards.
And they're doing it on the ground now into the teeth of this fierce gale blowing out of the north in Pennsylvania.
Big hole.
Ricky Waters to the 11-yard line. Irv Bellamy, the nose tackle, made the stop. Waters and Tony Brooks, 2 outstanding freshmen. They've also got Link Coleman from Dallas as a 3rd freshman tailback, 149 yards after only 83 at halftime.
You feel them gaining a little horsepower here as they move the ball.
And keep in mind, they will have the wind in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 5 from the 11. Notre Dame trails by 7. Tony Rice turns the corner. Touchdown, Notre Dame, his 2nd of the game.
Beat Gatopoulos, number 90, who came inside out on it, but just couldn't get there in time. That shows the quickness of Tony Rice.
And Ricky Waters stuck his jaw down. There comes the flag, or not his jaw, his foot. I saw Waters poke a foot at one of the Penn State players down on the sideline, and then the flag was thrown. There's Rice with his 2nd touchdown, but we're going to have an unsportsmanlike call here against somebody.
Might even be a double. There's a man down, too, on the field, a defender. Where that snow is really starting to swirl, as you can see on the screen.
Watch the touchdown from the end zone.
Right here, Gatopoulos could not quite get to Rice as he came down the line of scrimmage inside out. Here he is. He gets the fake inside, freezes Gatopoulos. Now he's moving inside out on the play. Right there, he couldn't make the play. Good quickness by Rice. Good speed. He gets it in for the touchdown. And the wind's starting to blow, Vern.
There is Tony Rice, and there's an injured player at the 10-yard line. Rice with an 11-yard touchdown run, and keep in mind there is a flag
Dead
down.
ball foul.
Here we are.
Personal foul after the play was dead on the defense. 15 yards assessed on the kickoff.
Oh, it was against Penn State. Watch what happens after Tony Rice scores and is pushed into the wall.
He's coming down the line of scrimmage off the fullback fake. Gatopoulos, number 90, working inside out on him. Doesn't make the play.
That's Trey Bauer.
Trey Bauer, number 35, gives him a shove.
And here's where the personal foul happened. Rice pulls up, slips, falls. And that wasn't it. That was not the personal foul.
No penalty there.
Unless you penalize the ice.
Yeah.
But there, and Quintus McDonald is the injured player.
That's the 2nd time he's been banged up in this football game. Remember that happened in the 1st quarter, and he came back, and he's been a real factor. He's been playing very well.
So somewhere after Tony Rice slipped and fell at the wall, there was an unsportsmanlike call made against Penn State. And I saw Ricky Waters stick his left foot in and give a little poke to one of the players who was down.
And the official give him the signal, hey, knock it off.
But that was not where the flag was directed. Now a chance for the tie is Ted Grottle, the senior from Sylvania, Ohio. A walk-on who played behind John Carney for all those years and finally got his chance as a senior.
He's 31 for 31 in PATs, but into this win, this is not automatic. Nice kick.
It's good. 8:16 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Notre Dame ground game has come alive.
Light up the night. When the sun goes down, gonna light up the night. Silver label, red ribbon, chase, that's right.
Give your car better pickup with the new Black & Decker Car Vac Plus, the most powerful car vacuum made. The Black & Decker Car Vac Plus leaves everything else in the dust.
There's a new stone-washed jean made for a man after his work is done. American Hero Jeans from Wrangler.
Listen to the heartbeat of America. This is our road, nothing stands in the way. This truck, this man, will work or play.
When you want to go from freewheeling to 4x4 fun, Chevy S10 lets you do what Ford and Toyota can't. Shift and keep right on going with standard InstaTrack.
The heartbeat of America. Chevy S10. Today's Chevy truck.
CBS Sports presents college football. Today's CFA game is sponsored by the Heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. Michelob Light, when the sun goes down, light up the night with Michelob Light. And by Wrangler Jeans, made in the USA.
Not.
Ted Grottle on to kick, and he's about ready to spot the ball at the 50. And some conversation during the timeout about whether there were offsetting penalties after the touchdown, and apparently there were not, because the ball is being placed at the 50.
Look at that snow come down.
This looks like a scene from a soccer match in Vladivostok in February.
Well, you would know that, huh?
That's right. After the Blair Thomas fumble, the Irish go 77 yards in 8 plays, 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and Rice got the second touchdown of the afternoon. The wind is whipping, the snow in small chunks, these aren't flakes, is swirling around. And Penn State gets ready to return the kickoff.
This ball isn't going to go too far.
Nope. Taken at the 28 and tackled at the 30-yard line. There were 84,000 who came in at the start of the game, and they gathered with snow flurries expected and a scene of -8 with a wind chill factor. But as the camera pans to the right, you'll notice in the far corner that the Logic majors have gone home. 1/4 of the stadium is now empty down in the student section. They bailed out at halftime and went back to the dormitories. 14-14 ball game. Draw play. Blair Thomas for a couple.
You never know when that kid's going to take just a simple, executed running play and all of a sudden find some place to make it a big play.
He is now tied Lydell Mitchell and John Cappelletti with 8 games, 100 yards or more.
That's pretty good company, huh? Talk about the Cappellettis and the Mitchells.
There's the student section. They were filled in the first half. Boy, the whistle blew at halftime, and the kids went down to get coffee or something and decided to stay there. Reverse. Michael Alexander to the 40-yard line. Could be a first down. Corny Southall makes the tackle.
They've been effective all year with that. He's run that play about 3 or 4 times for 11-yard average. They fake the ball to the offensive right, defensive left, then come back with the X reverse. He's coming on around now. He gets a nice lead block right there by 58. Rich Cousy springs him for that first down.
Brian Flannery, number 92, has come in now defensively. He is down, rather.
Yeah, he strained his foot in the BC game, Boston College game, and was out for a while.
And Ted Fitzgerald has already come onto the field to take his place. Flannery, the sophomore out of Wayne, New Jersey. Looks like that might have happened again.
I think that's Jim Russ, the head trainer for Notre Dame, helping him off. He's going to have to get a little bit bigger if he's going to keep helping these big guys off. They have to bend down to get down to his shoulder level. Lou Holtz, he said, you know, the Notre Dame job was a bigger job than I expected. You know, it's a tougher job. It's more draining emotional than any other job I've ever been around. There's so many people that evaluate how good a job you're doing at Notre Dame.
Well, he also said he knew the players on his football team would be a classy outfit, but he was more impressed
on the field, he'd say.
And he said the thing that's impressed him most has been their demeanor off the field.
Yeah.
Princeton over Cornell. How about that Ohio State comeback against Michigan in Earl Bruce's last game? First down and 10, 14-14 ball game, 7:12 to go.
You might as well keep running this play. Oh, there they got back to him. See, that's that same play he's been running very efficiently through the whole ball game. But George Streeter had good penetration up kind of there and got him before he could cut it back.
Speaking of the Ohio State situation, he must have some. There's another player down for Penn State.
Stan Clayton, and he's been injured. He's been out during the year and really getting back to go full bore just this ball game.
Tim Freeman has already come on to take his spot.
He's what they call the short side tackle. I think he's right in the middle of your screen on the 40-yard line there. There he is. Now he's going down, and Blair Thomas actually hit him from behind.
Time has been called while they tend to Stan Clayton. Timeout with 6:57 to go. Third quarter in a tie game.
When you look through a Minolta Maxim, any picture you can imagine is possible. Minolta, the leader in SLR technology, with more autofocus lenses, more autofocus zooms, to help you capture more of the action. You and Minolta Maxim bring creativity to life. Maxim, the ultimate system. Only from the mind of Minolta.
Presenting a turning point in the history of screwdriving. The Black & Decker cordless screwdriver. A screwdriver so powerful it can drive 100 screws on a single charge. Any less, and it wouldn't be the Black & Decker cordless screwdriver.
The right parts. Mr. Goodwrench has the right parts. Engineered for your GM car by people who designed your GM car. Mr. Goodwrench. No one knows your GM car better. No one.
Just listen to that good old country music. There just can't be a better way. I just passed Santa Fe on my way to L.A. Gonna ride in a West Coast rodeo. So it's nothing but time in this.
With the designed-in sound of a Delco Electronics music system, now the best seat in the house is in your GM truck. Delco Electronics, it's who we are.
14 years ago this weekend, the wishbone quarterback at Oklahoma, wearing number 5, a man of great speed and terrific agility. The name is Steve Davis. A 47-yard touchdown run as Oklahoma pounded Nebraska 27-0. He weighed 195 then. What does he weigh now? Well, he's lost about 15 pounds. How you doing there, Steve-O? Who are you picking today, Oklahoma or Nebraska?
Well, I think Nebraska is probably the better team, but they've had a tendency to lose it in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma's had an unbelievable record of doing very well against Nebraska in that situation. I promise you, I'm not as fast as I was, but I guarantee I wish I were in Lincoln where it's warmer.
Yeah, I wonder if you even care who wins that game. Just get this one over with.
That's right.
Okay, Steve. Steve Davis was 34-1-1 as the quarterback of Barry Switzer's team. Here's Kinzer back to throw. Screen pass left side.
Great block.
Oh, did he ever get a great block? And Thomas slips.
He got a nice block out there. I think it was Steve Wisniewski, number 66, that got out there on the screen off the play action.
Now let's go back to Steve Davis. We do have an injury update on Quintus McDonald, Steve.
Yeah, Vern. Quintus McDonald went into the dressing room to retape a knee. He's had a problem with that knee. I think it was his right knee, and they're going to rewrap it, and I think he can get back in the ball game. He should be back any minute.
All right. Keep the jaws working, young man.
I know what he's going through. I mean, I feel that up here. That
3rd and 2, 14-14 ball game. 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
Made contact.
Good cadence call by
Good
Kisner.
cadence call. A change in quarterback voice inflection many times causes that. You know, they go along with an even call. A very even pronunciation, hike, whatever it may be. Then every once in a while they'll give it a loud bark, and that'll pull you off. And that's evidently what happened. What you got to be careful in that is the quarterback, you don't bob your head because they'll call you for pulling them off that way.
That does give Penn State a first down, and they've got the ball across midfield at the 48 of Notre Dame. 5:49 to go, third quarter. The pitch to Thomas. Turns the corner. Oh, is he having a dandy afternoon.
You know,
First
it's
down,
just
Notre Dame.
remarkable. That's that same play again. They have stopped the cutback. He says, you stop the cutback, I'm going outside. Now, we've seen this maybe 10 times in the ball game already. Here he is. He has been doing this. This time, he went right on to the outside. No cutback. Good read. Notre Dame does a good job of shutting it off to the inside.
158 yards for Blair Thomas.
Evidently a technical problem.
First and 10. John Green, the fullback.
Cutback.
And he's still fighting. How about the effort? That'll get a hand from the frozen troops.
Great block by Steve Wisniewski. Number 66 was playing right guard. He really fired out and got after the linebacker and allowed that cutback. Steve Wisniewski, the brother of Leo Wisniewski, who played nose tackle here. Here he is coming off. He does a real nice job right there. Follow his block. Now watch him come off. Boom, right on Ned Volcar right there. He buckles him. That's a takedown, that one.
Second and 1, 14-14 ball game. Ball at the 27-yard line. Penn State going in for the go-ahead touchdown. Blair Thomas. And that's a first down inside the 25. Ned Volcar with the tackle. We're live from Beaver Stadium at University Park, Pennsylvania, in the heartland of this beautiful country. It ain't so beautiful this afternoon.
How can you say that?
It was when we got here Thursday. And Penn State and Notre Dame are tied. Both are bound for bowl games. Both, in all likelihood, will play on New Year's Day. Notre Dame will go to the Cotton Bowl. The invitation to be issued after this game. We're told that Penn State will go to the Citrus Bowl. And the wind chill factor has fallen to -20. From the 25, first down. Thomas comes to the short side of the field. Terrific defensive effort stops him at the 22. That was Jeff Coons, the senior from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
You know, Notre Dame had a Coons that played for him a long time ago named George Coons, who was an All-American offensive tackle. First-round pick, Atlanta Falcons, wasn't he? Probably no relative.
Good
no
memory.
relation. Yeah.
Good
I
memory.
remember him. He was a great player out of Loyola High School, Southern California.
Big Ten games underway now. And Indiana leads Purdue. Down in the ACC, other scores. And in the Ivy League. It's second down and 6, 3:35 to go on this horrid day at Penn State. There's the cadence call again. No flags this time. And Thomas
Look at that
cuts
cut.
inside, a block from Green.
Nice blocking by John Green.
Volcar again with a tackle.
John Green lining up in the halfback position right here, does a nice job of getting his block and allow him, Blair Thomas, to get the run. Now here he is, set to the left side of your screen. Defense almost goes offside, tosses it back. Now watch John Green on the linebacker. He keeps his feet, keeps after him, allows him to cut back. Good job of blocking.
Blair Thomas on the bench. An outstanding freshman named Gary Brown is in. They give it to Green, however, and the fullback fights for just a yard or two down to the 12.
How many times has Blair carried the ball already? 28 times.
171 yards, and now he's back in after a one-play rest. 51 above the average, and we're still in the third quarter.
And Notre Dame's defense has only been giving up 119 yards rushing a game, and here Blair is with 171. Outstanding running.
All the talk about the Heisman Trophy awaiting Tim Brown, who is the leading contender, but how about Thomas for next year?
With the wind and really a limited passing attack in this condition, it's tough to get it to the flanker.
Kisner, that'll be thrown away.
Did that on purpose. Good job. Don't take the sack down in that territory.
Down in the Southwest Conference, where Tony Jeffrey has been having an outstanding season, TCU leads A&M 14-10. But the senior tailback has been declared ineligible for dealing with an agent. So the problems continue for the Horned Frogs of Jim Wacker's team. Nevertheless, they lead at the half, and Ohio State has come from behind and leads Michigan by 7. And we've got Oklahoma, Nebraska in that resort spot of Lincoln, Nebraska coming up. Those are not the logic majors. 3rd and 9. Kisner back. A lot of time in the end zone. Incomplete.
They went to a double zone coverage, covered up short, and then backed them up with a safety on each side. Tough to get that one in there, Vern.
Now, will it be Eats or Ray Tarazzi coming on for the field goal?
Well, I would go with Eats because he's the guy who's been kicking the field goals. He's 7 of 10 for the year.
And it's going to be Eats. Tarazi is 1 for 5. This is Eric Eats, the senior from Winter Springs, Florida.
28-yard field goal.
To break the tie, the kick is up. No good. Whew. They had 2 field goals blocked last week in a loss to Pitt. They've missed 2 field goals today. We're still tied.
Now GMAC does more than finance and lease new GM cars and trucks. We finance homes with GMAC mortgages, finance boats, and our MIC insurance helps keep dreams safe. Official sponsor of America's Dreams.
What's he doing now?
He's looking kind of funny at his cigar.
Bet it's a Dutch Masters or El Producto.
How come?
Oh, they changed. Most of theirs don't use natural leaf wrappers anymore. Now, Garcia Vega's still an honest cigar. Garcia Vega still gives you the rich tobacco taste of natural leaf wrappers.
Hey, he's doing it again.
He ought to switch to an honest cigar.
And now there's Garcia Vega Whips, another honest cigar.
To us at UPS, this is a custom car. Why, this beauty's been modified dozens of times. It has a fiberglass fuel-efficient front, a rapid opening foam-filled door, and a sunroof, all of which makes us more efficient, so we can deliver next-day air for up to half what other companies charge, and allow our drivers to be seen in one mean set of wheels. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
It's an all-new Gambler with an all-star cast. Kenny Rogers, Gambler 3 next Sunday.
Tell your friends and neighbors.
Eric Eats just missed that field goal that would have given Penn State the lead, and he was a most disappointed young man after the kick was on the way. As the field goal problems persist for the second week in a row, and Eric Eats unsuccessful.
He's not moving that slowly because he's cold. He's just emotionally upset. You know, the thing is, kicking the field goals in the fourth quarter for Penn State are much tougher than that one.
That's right. And now the ground attack. Braxton Banks in the wishbone as a fullback. Tim Brown circles to the outside and gets to the 25. Interesting note about Timmy Brown. He graduated from Woodrow Wilson High School in Dallas in 1984. If he wins the Heisman Trophy, he will become the second graduate of Woodrow Wilson to win it. A little quarterback named Davey O'Brien graduated from Woodrow in 1934 and won the Heisman at TCU. And there's now a Davey O'Brien Award given by the Fort Worth Club every year to the outstanding quarterback in the country.
They're getting into that wishbone again.
Second down and 5, 2:18 to go, third quarter. Tied at 14, the fullback for 1. Braxton Banks, the sophomore from Hayward, California. Dick said at the outset of the game that this weather might neutralize the impact of Tim Brown. What has he done so far today? I think you called.
3 receptions, 64 yards. That's pretty good average. They just got to get the ball in his hands some way, somehow.
Only the 1 kickoff return. No touchdowns. 3rd and 4, 1:45 to go in the third quarter. 14-14 game. Here comes the reverse again. Tim Brown looks for a block and doesn't get it, but gets by the potential tackle and is out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
41, Kurt Vernier almost made that play. That shows the quickness of Tim Brown. Another way to get the ball in the hands of this guy. Here he is right here. He's going to come around on the reverse. Now Vernier is right here, and he almost makes the play, but he can't quite get it. Here it is. They start a little fake inside. Now here it comes back, coming around. Looks like he's hooked right here. Now Vernier reverse pivots, come out, gets a hand on him, but not enough. First down.
First down and 10. 14-14 game, 94 seconds to go, third quarter. There's the fullback dive. Braxton Banks out to the 35-yard line. Pete Giftopoulos, number 90, made the tackle. Don't forget, number 1 versus number 2 coming up next. Oklahoma versus Nebraska. I trust the game will live up to the publicity because it's been much anticipated all year long, and it ought to be a good one. You're in Nebraska. You think Nebraska will win it, huh?
Because I lack knowledge in regard to Oklahoma.
Okay.
Other than what pro scouts have said, that they're the most talented. But we saw Nebraska, and they looked so good, I just can't picture anyone being strong enough to beat them.
2nd and 9. Ricky Waters is in at tailback. 2nd and 9 with 55 seconds to go, third quarter. Waters looks for blocking help, gets it, but only gets a couple of yards. The Irish are only 40 seconds away from getting a 25-mile wind at their back. Will that alter their offensive plans in the fourth quarter? Might they be tempted to go to the air a little?
Well, I think they'll be tempted to, but they were not efficient in throwing the ball when they did have the wind. In fact, remember, with the wind to the back, they overthrew the receivers when they had them open. But you can bet they'll be more willing to attempt it.
With 18 seconds to go, it's 3rd and 7. Final play, third quarter. Draw play. That did not work. Oato Polamalu, the senior out of Santa Ana, California from Samoa, made the tackle.
I talked with him the other day in the training room. He has 5 brothers and 4 sisters. That's a large family. Here he is right on the nose, the middle of your screen, controlling the center, just watching for the draw. Here he is. He reaches, moves to a right nicely, and gets the play.
And there was a flag down on the play, so we'll see against whom the infraction is called. Apparently against the Irish, because that, with the holding of the ball aloft, that means the end of the quarter. That's the end of the third quarter with our score. 14-all. CBS Sports coverage of college football continues after this message and a word from your local station.
When the sun goes down, gonna light up the night. Silver label, red ribbon, I think that's right. Gonna light up the night. Michelob Light. Gonna light up the night. Wait for it. Light up the night. Wait for it. Light up the night. My Michelob Light. Gonna light up the night.
How does the advanced new Chevy half-ton stand up to Ford? Chevy gives you more standard power than Ford, more cab room, more shoulder room, more two-sided galvanized steel, new 2-tier loading, and a bigger, heavier frame. So how does Ford stand up to the first all-new full-size pickup introduced in this decade?
Not very well.
The heartbeat of America.
Test drive it.
That's today's Chevy truck.
This is CBS.
Ford pickups, America's best-selling trucks 10 years running, and that's a record Chevy can't touch. Why? The answer's simple. Ford quality. For 7 years, Ford trucks have been America's best-built pickups. And the Ford F-150 gives you a bigger payload, plus multi-port fuel injection, gas pressurized shocks, and independent front suspension. Chevy doesn't. So I guess that puts Chevy out of the picture.
Now get a $500 cash bonus on all manual transmission pickups only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
What is the value of being?
Okay, that's what it looks like.
You guys still here? Whose defense is that? The Toronto Turkeys?
No, we're working on an engineering project.
Yeah, right now it's working on us. You know any vector analysis, Coach?
No way. Hey, we're gonna phone in for some food. Anybody hungry?
Burgers.
Yeah, pizza, a nice juicy steak.
I keep telling you guys, books are important.
Yeah. Right on, Coach.
The Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages, the one that works.
This baby will blow the doors off anything on the road, just like a BMW.
Isn't she a beauty? BMW would build one like this.
You think BMW has advanced technology? Listen to this.
Door is open.
For about $23,000, you can own a BMW 325. Or the hollow feeling of having settled for less.
Today's game is sponsored by BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
We began the final quarter. Notre Dame in quest of its first victory ever at Beaver Stadium in a series tied 5-5-1. And tied at At the end of 3, 14-14, Vince Phelan on to punt to Jim Coates and Michael Timpson. And the wind has subsided, at least for the moment.
High snap.
High snap, Phelan controls. And not a great kick. Michael Timpson.
He has great speed.
Down at the 25-yard line. Lorenzo White and Michigan State playing this afternoon. Let's see what's happening. Here's Jim Nance.
Well, Vern, another big day for Lorenzo White. 6 carries, 60 yards, and both touchdowns for Rose Bowl-bound Michigan State. 14-6 early second. Back to Vernon Dick.
14:51 to go, and we're tied at 14. Penn State with a first down at their own 24-yard line.
They have Sean Borowski at fullback. Probably going to use him for the blocking purposes, Vern.
Handoff goes to Blair Thomas. Or is it John Green?
John Green.
Oh, Gary
Brown, number 27.
Columbia University, longest losing streak in NCAA. And they're leading Brown 13-6. They have lost 40 in a row.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Really.
It is hard to do.
By mistake, you should win one.
Statistically, it's going to happen once every while. 2nd and 7, 14:20 to go in the game, 14-14.
They really like Gary Brown, the freshman running back. They say he's a good one.
Kisner into the flat, caught by Gary Brown, and tackled from behind as he gets to the 32-yard line. West Pritchett.
Kisner throws a very tight spiral, a heavy ball. I watched him on the practice field, and as long as he's not throwing it up in the air and he's throwing those darts, those line drivers, the wind may not be a real factor in his throwing unless he's trying to go real deep. Has a strong arm.
He's now 3 of 7 and throwing into the wind. It'll be 3rd and 2 with 13:50 to go in a tie game. 18 yards through the air. Gary Brown. Oh, what a tackle.
He hits you. Woo!
Ed Bolcar again.
That's exciting to see a guy tackle like that.
Bolcar paid the price.
He'll get up. He pinched a nerve. I'll bet that's what he did. Follow Ned Bolcar right here as he moves to the point of attack and does a heck of a job of putting a running back backwards. Knocking him down. See, boom. Here he comes. Here he comes. All right, there he is. I had him coming from the wrong spot, Vern, but that's still a heck of a tackle.
That's a first down for Penn State with 13:22 to go. Bolcar is out. John Foley is in. This is Sean Borowski, and he surges across the 40 to the 42-yard line. John Foley, who just came into the lineup, made the tackle, a sophomore out of Chicago, who's had the same problem that Bolcar had his first couple of years, and that is playing a little out of control. And there's Bolcar, who's had a terrific afternoon.
He might have pinched a nerve or a shoulder, because he really popped him.
Gary Brown, Sean Borowski are out. John Green and Blair Thomas come in.
Sometimes the loss of that kind of a linebacker in the game is more than just a physical loss. You know, he's an emotional leader in there.
2nd down and 4, 12:35 to go. Kisner, first down, Jim Coates, the tiny senior. First down at the 49-yard line.
Did you see what he did that time? Coates actually looked like he was going to go in motion, then stopped. Now they throw him a little quick hitch. Little quick pop pass to the right of the screen. Boom, 1, 2, 3, fire it. There he is coming there, man-to-man coverage. Good tackle right there by
Corny Southall.
Brandy Wells, too, number 5, came in on it.
1st and 10, Penn State. 14-14 game. Notre Dame has not led. They trailed by 7-0 and 14-7. That was the score at halftime. It's now 14-all. Draw play. Nope. As Thomas does manage to get a couple after the first contact was made.
Mike Griffin, really a good penetration there.
Well, these Arctic conditions make it seem appropriate to bring up the old Louis Grizzard line. Life is like a dog sled team. If you ain't the lead dog, the view never changes. Both these teams. I was just motivated by the atmosphere. 2nd and 8. 11:38 to go in the ball game. Draw play again. Thomas. Look at those feet. Look at him dance. What a dandy run.
Always in control. Great foot movement, great pounding action, gets that foot down, and off he goes. tackler, number 50, the offensive right tackle, does a nice job of taking the man down underneath him. Gorman turns him inside, number 87. Gets another right block right there by number 58, Kuzi. Good play. Oh, I'll tell you, he makes things happen. Good move by Joe to give him a rest.
Blair Thomas loses a yard. For the game now, he has 181 yards on the ground, and the Notre Dame attack has accounted in all for 182.
His best game, career-wise, is 181 yards, so chances are he's going to break it.
Volcar back into the Notre Dame lineup. Thomas with his 8th 100-yard-plus day of the season, and his best thus far. Second down and 12. 10:40 to go in the ball game, a 14-14 tie.
Looks like Notre Dame's going to come after him.
Kisner into the flat.
Yeah, they're audible into that. Notre Dame was lined up in a man-to-man coverage, Vern, and they had everybody up. Looked like they were going to put pressure on him. I think he checked off to that quick hitch.
Randy Wells made the tackle of Michael Alexander, senior out of Piscataway, New Jersey. Don't forget the NFL on CBS tomorrow. Many of you will see Detroit versus Chicago. The Philadelphia Eagles are at home, along with Tampa Bay, Kansas City, and Minnesota. And the second game will be the Giants against New Orleans. 3rd and 6, 10:30 to go. 14-14 ball game. Kisner pumps, out of trouble, caught short. At the 32, it'll be 4th and long, well out of field goal range with the wind, and I expect we'll see the punting team come on. See what Joe Paterno has in mind.
This is when it's an advantage to be punting into the wind. When you're that close to your own end zone, you're more apt, or you have a better percentage chance of dropping that ball inside your 5.
You know what? Looks like he's going to go for it, though. On 4th and 3 with 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Chris Klaus, who has punted only twice in the game, stays on the bench. You don't like this call. You're not saying anything. You're just shaking your head.
Well, I just think that's a long ways to go, and with the score tied, I think I'd go ahead and put him in the hole.
4th and 4. Kisner back. Across the middle, bobbled and caught. 1st and 10. Penn State. Paul Pomfret, the senior from Clifton, New Jersey.
He only has 14 catches on his career, and that might have been the most important one. That's a gutsy call, a real gutsy call. Evidently, he just figured he couldn't get it in there on the punt. He goes out, runs a delay underneath. See him work outside. The running back clears it off. He spins off. He comes underneath. Almost dropped the ball, but must have felt that a low percentage chance of punting that ball inside the 5-yard line, therefore going for it.
Paterno, who made the call, just nods his head and says, I knew it. 1st and 10, Penn State. Blair Thomas cuts back.
The cutback.
Look at him work.
It's so important to block the backside of an offensive play. That's opposite the direction the ball carrier is going. Now he's going to take off, and it's so important now to get the blocks back here because he's going to bring it back that way. Get those blocks backside. Now watch him cut back. Here they are. See that hole in there, Vern? Big enough for you to run through.
Well, I know the Emmitt Smith supporters are going to be upset, but consider me one who's going to advocate this kid as a strong candidate for the Heisman next year. What a game he's having, and what a season he's had. Here's Thomas. Look at the footwork. He's on his way to a 200-yard game against Lou Holtz and the Fighting Irish.
Joe Paterno said, you know, Dick, this might be very well the best back we've ever had here, but with the injuries we've had in the offensive line and that stuff, we just haven't been able to prove it. Today, he's proving it.
198 yards for Blair Thomas.
I would imagine Foz Fazio, the defensive coordinator right now, is having some fits.
Penn State fans are loving this thus far. 8.5 and a most impressive Penn State drive into the win. Thomas again. He's over 200. First down at the 2-yard line.
Good blocking by Wisniewski, number 66, pulling from the left guard position. Direct handoff and across the formation. Big offensive guard, 66 gets up there. Boom, he gets a knockdown, opens the hole up inside. First down.
34 carries, 205 yards for the day. And a touchdown. He did have a fumble in the first half.
I think Joe changed the weather. Huh? Getting sunny out here.
Sun's out. from the power I on second down. And timeout is called by Penn State. 7:38 remaining in the ball game. We're tied at 14, but the Nittany Lions threaten.
Who will capture the Heisman? Find out in 2 weeks on CBS Sports.
When the sun goes down, gonna light up the night. Silver label, red ribbon, a taste that's right. Gonna light up the night. Michelob Light. Gonna light up the night. Light up the night. Michelob Light. Gonna light up the night. Light up the night. Listen to the heartbeat, turn on, feel the rumble of America, creaking up, feel the muscle.
Cavalier Z24, multi-port fuel-injected V6, short-throw 5-speed, slick new ground effects, the works. New Cavalier, it's a bold new look with the hardware to back it up.
Let it rock, the heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Radio Shack's sale price Tandy 1000 TX brings the gift of a true high-speed business computer to your home affordably. PC compatible, easy to use, with 7 ready-to-run programs for the family. Keep a budget, write term papers, even create graphics or learn music. Save $250 on the high-speed Tandy 1000 TX, color monitor included, only $1249. Tandy computers, because there is no better gift value. Only at Radio Shack.
The sun is shining on the Penn State fortunes. They have taken the wind out of the sails of Notre Dame with a 15-play drive that has consumed 7 minutes and 31 seconds thus far. The next play will be the 15th, and they've done this into the wind, and they've now got a 2nd and 2 from the 3. A 14-14 ball game. Power I formation left. They hand it off to John Green. Touchdown! His 2nd of the day. Crossed him up with a counter play.
Crossed him up with a counter. They were looking for the toss play. Joe's going to say, I call that one.
A drive that began at the 24-yard line at the outset of this 4th quarter into a wind which has subsided.
Blair Thomas, 32. They fake the toss to him. Then they come back with the number 20, John Green, on the counter play, in for the score.
Eric eats for the extra point. Got it. A 15-play Penn State drive has regained the lead for them.
Downtown, 2:30 a.m. Empty city, empty streets. At times like this, you really appreciate how good Mr. Goodwrench is. He has the high-tech electronic equipment to analyze and adjust your high-tech General Motors car so you can drive with confidence anytime, anywhere. Mr. Goodwrench, no one knows your GM car better. No one.
Your life with Emerson.
There's an advanced new shape in heavy haulers. The smooth, rounded shape of aerodynamics to cheat the wind and put more power to work. You see it in big rigs and right out front in the advanced new full-size Chevy with standard Vortec V6. Enough standard power to tow over 58 tons of these big rigs and this Ford.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevy truck.
7:34 remaining fourth quarter. John Green's touchdown and the 15th play of a drive that went 76 yards gave them the go-ahead. Dick?
You're going to notice two linebackers now, Pritchett and Bolkar, keying right here on Pritchett. Anyone would key on him. Excuse me, on Thomas. Then they give it back, coming here. Good flow, good call. There's Pritchett, 34, Bolkar, 47. Here comes John Green going back the other way. They were keying on Blair Thomas.
And Joe Paterno seemed to react as if he knew it was coming all along.
That's a reaction of a coach who's coached as many years as he has.
Lou Holtz didn't have quite as unemotional reaction. What's going on? How can we give him 15 plays and 76 yards into the wind?
He's a motivator. He'll bring them back.
The Irish with national championship aspirations, despite the fact they're currently ranked 7th. They've had a murderous schedule this year. And it isn't over. They've got to go down to play in the warmth of Miami next week on CBS.
Notre Dame will have played by the end of this season, prior to the bowl game, 8 teams that are in bowl games. That's a demanding schedule.
Now Eric Eads is getting ready to kick off. And in the back of your mind, if you consider a Notre Dame drive and the wind has subsided, it's still strong from the north, but it's not as strong as it was in the first 3 quarters of the game.
And there's no snow involved with the wind.
Don't forget the presence of Tim Brown, who waits at the 21-yard line.
He's returned 3 for touchdowns, but that was going to be tough.
But again, good field position because of the strip kick. And the Irish will start 62 yards away.
They just threw a personal foul penalty, I think, down there, Vern.
George Streeter made the stop. Or George Streeter made the return.
I think they threw a flag. Let's see. I saw a yellow flag go down. There's some...
Here's Bill McDonald. They did. Base master.
Defense on the return, 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty against Penn State.
So the Irish get it, but they're only going to get that win for half the fourth quarter.
They're cupping hands in the huddle right now. Determination on their mind. They're fired up. They've got to get their motors running just a little better, Vern.
A team that has averaged 352 yards on the ground in the last 5 games comes in now with 182 as they snap the ball on 1st and 10.
He's audibly.
Rice, ankle tackle.
Boy, that was a great play by Quintus McDonald, because he was coming inside out on the play, and he just barely got his foot on him. If he hadn't gotten the foot on him, there was a nice running lane up inside. Nice job by Quintus McDonald.
Clock shows 7:12 to go in the game. 2nd and 6. Ray Dumas comes in with the play at wide receiver. And we're at the 7-minute mark. Irish have never won here, and they trail by 7. Lou Holtz said if they have to go for 2, they will. What a block on Tim Green, who throws the ball, and it's incomplete. Tim Brown. Looking at Mark Green and Tim Brown, and that pass is unsuccessful for Ray Dumas.
Good call, though, really. Good call. They're running the ball. You know, they're banging at it a little bit there.
3rd and 6. And the Penn State Nittany Lions lead by 7 with 6:50 to go in the game. Brown right. Left side. One hopper.
I think that ball was tipped. It might have been tipped on the line of scrimmage here.
Mark Green, the intended receiver, 4th and 6.
It's just a short drop by the quarterback. Therefore, if he's set short, he's very close to the line of scrimmage. Good rush up inside. It looked like it was tipped there right to his left. It looked like that ball was tipped. When you set short to the line of scrimmage as a quarterback, Vern, you've got to get the rusher's hands down, blocking them low or aggressive, so you get them tied up so they can't jump.
Vince Phelan on the punt with the win. That's a good one. Jim Coates waits for it. Has it at the 15 with a fair catch. 6:39 remaining with the Nittany Lions of Penn State leading by 7.
A simple country boy has simple needs. A house, a car, and the most advanced high-performance tires on the road.
Take me where this heart began. Love to ride
that my daddy loved.
The Goodyear Eagle VR was developed out of a Formula One racing tire design, and that's important, even if you're just going next door.
Goodyear, take me home.
Hey, where did you learn about computers?
In the Army.
You were in the Army, too?
Qualify for the GI Bill and the Army College Fund, and you can earn over $25,000 for college.
What you do in the Army?
Air Force.
You used to jump out of airplanes?
It's been a long day, big boy. Still got something left? Sure you do. Yeah. Sweetie, sweetie, you're whole wheat. Now go tell your mama what the big boys eat.
Listen to the heartbeat. Listen to the heartbeat of America. Oh, yeah.
Today's Chevrolet Celebrity. It has the comfort, security, and performance for people who've grown up without growing old.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
21-14, Penn State leads it by 7 with 6:39 to go. Joe Paterno, the 15th head coach at Penn State, most winning ever, and his team has a first down at the 16-yard line. Blair Thomas with 205 yards. Add to that total, he becomes the first running back since Kurt Warner in '81 to go over 200 yards. The school record, if you want to put it in the back of your mind, is Kurt Warner for 256 against Syracuse. Notre Dame is bound for the Cotton Bowl. The invitation will be issued after this game, and the hoss, Jim Brock, is standing by with Steve Davis. Steve?
And thank you, Vern. This is Jim Brock, the executive director. When Doug Flutie threw the pass against Miami, he bit off his cigar. Now it's frozen next time. Jim, you've got to be interested in Notre Dame, and you're going to offer them the invitation to the Cotton Bowl
yes,
today.
Dan Petty, our president, J.L. Huffines, and myself plan to be in the dressing room at the game, Steve, to offer the invitation. We'll just have to see what happens.
Do you think they'll accept?
Well, I believe they will, but let's just see. You know, there's still a lot of things out there, but I think both these football teams, this has been a tremendous game. One of these football teams, both of these football teams are going to get an invitation today.
If Notre Dame won, what do you think their answer would be?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. This has been a tremendous game. Two great teams, institutions, coaches. This is what college football is all about. We're just pleased to be here.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Steve.
And let me tell you about Hoss Brock. He didn't come up here from the warmth of Dallas to be turned down by Notre Dame. They're going to the Cotton Bowl. 3rd and 2, 5:18 to go. And a fine defensive play. It'll be 4th down, and the Irish will get it back. And again, Ned Bolkar, who's having a terrific afternoon.
Good football player. And he has another year. Just trying to, right here, Ned Bolkar, number 47, fills the fullback slant play. Now watch him. Hand off, look, he move up into the point of attack. Boy, he ought to make that play. No one blocked him. Normally you have a combination block at the line of scrimmage. Someone will come off and get him, at least part of it.
Chris Klaus's last punt into the wind went 12 yards. This one goes considerably farther.
That's a kind
Tim
of
Brown, though, at the 30. Think they're not conscious of Tim Brown? 7 on the return after 45-yard punt.
You know, Timmy Brown in that last series threw that pass. That's just another thing he can do. I looked it up. He's thrown for 2 touchdown passes while he's been at Notre Dame.
Well, we've got a good game going on. The Harvard-Yale game underway. Here's Jim Nance. This play. 1st and 10. Ricky Waters is in a tailback. Tony Rice will throw. He's going deep. And Willie Thomas never bit on the ball. A great job defensively as Tim Brown went deep. And now an elbow is thrown, and Tim Brown gets into it.
Gerard Range, number 36 over there, giving him a little lip.
But I'll tell you, Dick, Willie Thomas never bit on the fake. He did a terrific job defensively.
He did. Now, Brown at the bottom of your screen is going to go down full bore and run a little type of a go move. Now, watch him come down here, hesitate, try to get him to bite, and he didn't do it. He's way back off there playing zone. Thomas says, I'm a freshman, but I'm not stupid.
2nd down and 10, Irish. 4:26 to go in the game. Rice back. That is caught.
That's a nice throw.
First down at the 46. Harvard and Yale underway. Let's go back to Jim Nance in New York and see what's going on.
Well, Vern, that game's at the Yale Bowl, and Harvard has moved back in front as Tony Hines has scored his second touchdown of the day for Harvard. 14-10 the score there in the third quarter, and Columbia is 8 minutes away from freedom. 4 points up with that celebrated 40-game losing streak on the line. Let's go back to Vern.
Hail Columbia. 1st and 10 Notre Dame. 4:05 to go.
He's audibly, Vern. Comes the option.
Now, he had no one to pitch to because somebody didn't pick up the audible.
Yeah,
Ricky Waters went the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Absolutely. Number 12 just went to his left.
I have seen the option pitched out to a person that was supposed to be the trailback. This time, at least, the quarterback did not. Now, you'll watch. He's audible. He goes this way. The quarterback comes down with the option this way. Good thing he didn't pitch it. The fullback is the lead blocker. Good thing he didn't pitch it right out there because there's nobody there.
And Mark Green has taken Waters' place. 2nd down and 2. 3.5 to go in the game. Here's Green.
Oh, beautiful play. Brian Chismer. Beautiful defensive play. No wonder they retired his jersey in high school. You'll see the quarterback will go down the line of scrimmage with the lead option. Going down now, he has a fullback leading him. He gets to the pitch man, he flips it out there. Now watch him come right up underneath the blocker. Brian Chismer, number 28. Fine job, young man.
3 minutes to go in the ball game, 3rd and 6. Rice is 4 of 11. And Notre Dame 3 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Option pass into the flat, caught. First down, Notre Dame if there's no turnover, and there's none. Anthony Johnson, the fullback, makes the grab. Trey Bauer, the tackle.
Tony Rice is doing a real nice job in this pressure situation, throwing the ball. He's hit a few in a row. Good job. Coming out on the sprint out this time here, putting pressure on the corner because you've got to contain this young man because he can really run. Here he comes coming out. Now the back out of the backfield goes into the flat. There he is, just lays it right out in the flat. You've got to put a man up in his face, Vern, because he can run so well. 1st and 10 from the 30. Irish will go for 2 if the option presents itself. Here's Green. You said the option presents itself. The option just presented itself right there. They ran a very well executed trap option. You'll note now he'll fake in the one direction. Come off the fake. See, now go the other way. Freezing linebackers has the lineman up in front of him. Tommy Freeman, number 65, gets a knockdown block. Turns the corner.
2:15 remaining in the ball game. 1st and 10, Notre Dame, they trail by 7. The fullback, Anthony Johnson, to the 13-yard line. Sophomore out of South Bend. Tackle made by Giftopoulos and Bauer, the 2 inside linebackers. And the clock shows 1:56 in running.
Remember last year it came right down to the 4th quarter play, and it took a great defensive play by Gary Wilkerson to bat a pass away. Here they are now. Shoes on the other foot.
2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground and come to the short side. And Rice is not there for the first down. It's inside the 10. But Pete Kirkendall denies him, and it'll be 3rd down. 1:31 to go. Timeout, Notre Dame. 91 seconds remain. The Irish trail by 7.
Light up the night. When the sun goes down, gonna light up the night. Silver label, red ribbon, taste that right. Gonna light up the night. Michelob Light. Gonna light up the night. Gonna light up the night. Gonna light up the night. My Michelob Light.
Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Bayou country. Places like this make you glad you take your car to Mr. Goodwrench, the GM service specialist. Mr. Goodwrench uses genuine General Motors parts, the kind your car was designed to use. Because Mr. Goodwrench knows in places like this, the last thing you need to worry about is your car. Mr. Goodwrench. No one knows your GM car better. No one.
Who will come out number 1? Second-ranked Oklahoma battles top-ranked Nebraska. The game of the year on CBS Sports. Next.
91 seconds remaining in the ball game, and Tony Rice, injured on that last play, went to the sideline. But because the Irish had called timeout before they recognized his injury, he is eligible to stay in the lineup, and he's in there now. 3rd and 2 with the ball at the 9.
Going to run the ball twice here, huh? What do you think, Vern?
Yes. Rice keeps.
Nothing.
I don't think he's got the first down.
No, I don't think he made the first.
And it'll be 4th and about 2 feet. See where the spot is, but well, they haven't stopped the clock for the measurement yet. Or will there even be a measurement? Now
no one's concerned about it. There it is. A lot of time went by.
Sure did. Ball is spotted at the 7.
Quarterback comes right down the line of scrimmage. He has the option to pitch on this. Here he is. He makes the fake. He comes off the fake. Good fake inside. Drew a crowd, but the crowd tackles him.
And the stretch of the chain as Lou Holtz looks on.
Inches.
That's short. All right, Coach.
You're going to run the ball.
4th and 1. 4th and an inch. 1:10 to go. From the wishbone. 21-14, 70 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Does Notre Dame have all their timeouts?
They've got 2 left.
Yeah, I see it on the clock.
Fullback, first and goal, Notre Dame. And the clock will stop in college football while they move the chain, and Lou Holtz will send the play in with Tim Brown.
He runs over and gets the play. Here it is, just the fullback dive. There he is, number 22, left middle of your screen. Hands it off. He's not reading it. He just handed off. First down.
Brown goes left. First and goal from the 4. And Rice will throw. No, he won't. He'll run. And he's close. Did he get it?
I don't think they're going to give it to him. Boy,
no, sir. Timeout.
Notre Dame's doing a real good job. That's the advantage of having the mobile quarterback. He wanted to throw. Starts out to his left. Gets back there, makes a short fake there. Looks there. He's looking for the delay coming underneath. The defense has shut it off. He tucks it underneath his arm. There he is, heading for the goal line. Just short.
And Lou Holtz on the sideline peers intently.
Oh, look at him.
Didn't make it. Timeout.
Lou coaches his own offense, calls all his plays.
Second down, just outside the goal line. The Irish trail by 7. Lou Holtz told us if they need to, they'll go for 2. They will go for the win, will not settle for the tie. First, they've got to get the touchdown. Fullback, Notre Dame has scored. Anthony Johnson pulls the Irish to within 1 with 31 seconds to go.
Here it is, line of scrimmage, very intense up there, hand it up. Same play they made the first down on the 4th down call. Now they come back and make the touchdown.
And Lou Holtz on the sideline. He's anything but unemotional. But this time, he's got his mind on the 2-point play, and there's the signal.
They're only 1 for 5 in 2-point conversions this year. 1 for 5.
Joe Paterno didn't have any reaction on the Penn State side. Now, what do you think they'll do for the 2-point play?
Well, you're going to run some kind of an option type play where you run pass option. You have the kind of quarterback that can run it in. But if you're playing with the thought of being a national championship, would the tie...
It'll kill you.
Would it kill you, huh?
I think, with 1 defeat already.
With 1 defeat already. Wow.
Too many teams on top in front of Notre Dame. They've got to go for 2 if they ever want to win the national title this year.
They're 1 for 5 on the season. They were 2 for 6 last year, so a 2-point play is not a gimme.
The The Fighting Irish are going for their 9th win of the year. They will be in the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Day. They have never won at Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania. They trail by 1 with 31 seconds to go, and here we are. 2 wide receivers come right. Tim Brown is in the slot.
Man. Penn State called timeout.
Maybe that's why.
Tim Brown lined up in the slot and there was nobody around him.
I think Lou Holt's eyes didn't get big when he saw that. And Joe Paterno's heart erupted.
Somebody, I bet the guys in the press box about jumped outside of it.
$84,000 were on hand at the start because of the miserable weather conditions. Some 15,000 or so went home at the halftime mark. Those 15,000 missed a heck of a game. It was 14-7 Penn State at the half. The Irish came back to tie, and then in the 4th quarter, Penn State used almost 8 minutes, going 76 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. But the Irish have come back. They now trail after the Anthony Johnson touchdown by 1 with 31 seconds to go. They are out of timeouts, but that's irrelevant right now. They are going for the 2-point play. Tim Brown will come to the right side.
Boy, is that a long 3 yards, Vern.
9 feet. And the quarterback is Tony Rice. Brown in the slot. They've got him double covered now. Karpinski comes in. Here's the rollout.
Away.
No!
Pete Kirkendall. Kirkendall over to the right side of your screen, number 73, ends up being the hero. Here he is working inside out now. Here he is getting penetration upfield. Quarterback turns back up in there. There he is. He makes the tackle.
And how about the job by Keith Karpinski, number 84, to penetrate and force him inside?
Good penetration, pushed him back inside. They said the defense, the success of the defense today depended on how well Karpinski played.
And here's Lou Holtz as Karpinski forced his quarterback back inside. Holtz walking, looking, and in agony as the chance for the national championship goes a-wasting.
But, you know, Lou Holtz said this football team has ended up being a better football team than I thought it would be. And that's a credit to the kids and my coaching staff. We actually had better material last year, but a new year in the program and all that says, I really love these kids. They've really done a heck of a job.
Somehow it seems fitting that this Penn State defense, which had done such a great job this afternoon against the run, gets the big play out of Kirkendall and Karpinski on the 2-point play. Watch Karpinski, number 84, who comes in and forces Tony Rice inside.
84 on the line of scrimmage to the right side of your screen. Good penetration. Now gets up beyond the fullback spot, gets as deep as the quarterback, turns him back inside. Now, this, I'm sure, had to be a run-pass option, but that penetration so deep back there, he didn't have time to make the decision to throw the football. All he could do was turn it back inside.
Paterno had been unemotional throughout, but this time he at least waves his hand.
He was more emotional when they were talking about who was going to come out of the locker room first than that.
Yes, he was.
He's a great football coach. Most of these football teams are extremely well coached.
Ed Ronald will kick off.
Onside kick.
Recovered by Penn State at the 45. Now time to present this week's Toyota Leadership Award to team players who've been singled out by their school's coaching and faculty staff for outstanding performance in the areas of team contribution, academics, and citizenship. Today's game team leadership winners are Chuck Lanza from Notre Dame, Chuck, a sociology major from Germantown, Tennessee, and Trey Bauer from Penn State. Trey is a graduate student in business administration from Paramus, New Jersey. Toyota will donate a check in the amount of $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund. 31 seconds remaining. 21-20. Penn State leads. And the streak continues. The Penn State Nittany Lions will go to 8-3, bound for a New Year's Day Bowl. The Irish of Notre Dame will fall to 8-2. They're bound for the Cotton Bowl. And if Oklahoma-Nebraska can equal this, it'll be a continuation of a terrific Saturday of college football here on CBS. The final seconds wind down, and Joe Paterno has won his 207th game in his 38th year at Penn State University. Steve Davis standing by with the winning coach. Steve?
Thank you. Congratulations, Coach. Your players really came back after that 15-play drive and held Notre Dame.
Well, it was a good football game, Steve. Both teams played a tough game, and, you know, you hate to see either team lose a game like that. But I was proud of our kids. Hung in there tough and beat a good football team today.
Coach, did you think there at the end that Notre Dame, something might happen, they might win their first to win at Beaver Stadium?
Well, you know, you come into these things, you know they're going to be close. You just hope we got a couple of Catholics praying for us.
Thanks, Coach.
I think there were more than a couple. And the prayers were answered.
Well, I'll tell you, they played tough football. That's all there is to it. Both sides played tough football.
Well, this is a Penn State team that had been decimated by injuries and lost big to Alabama and to Syracuse, and then lost on the road at Pitt last week. But they come back and they hold on with a terrific defensive play by Keith Karpinski and Pete Kirkendall on the two-point conversion.
Quarterback coming out to try to make the big one, Tony Rice. See, he has the ball in his position to run past, but the deep penetration by Karpinski turning back inside to the pursuit. It's all over. The game's over right there.
So Penn State using a terrific ground attack led by Blair Thomas's 212 yards and a total of 267. Win it by a count of 21-20. Once again, the final score 21-20. Coming up next, Oklahoma against Nebraska. Battle of number 1 against number 2. Notre Dame versus Penn State has been a